to start off by saying all praises to Yahawah,
YAHAWASHI, YAHAWASHI,
Waha, Kwadash, Rakah, Barakathum. To the brothers out there, we want to give double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone, and salutations to the Lord's elect that's teaching His word of sincerity and truth. All right. So, what's the title of the video?
Crumbs don't taste as good as the loaf.
Crumbs don't taste as good as the loaf. You know, because right now we on the side of the crumbs, man. That we receive crumbs from these Edomites, the house of Esau. You know, so crumbs don't sit what? Don't taste as good as the loaf. The loaf is that salvation of what YAHAWASHI promised us, man. You know, so this is what we're looking for. We hasten in the day and pray. You know, we can have the stony hearts taken up out of these poor flesh we living in, and we can live immortal, man. We can live forever, man. You know, so brother.
So Luke 16 and 19, there was a certain rich man which was clothed in purple and fine linen, and fed sumptuously every day.
Yeah, that rich man is talking about Esau, the so-called white man. You know, and purple is a royal color. You know, so that represents, you know, the state that he's in.
And the power.
And yeah, the power, you know, and the seat that he sits in. You know, and him faring sumptuously is him pretty much glorying within his kingdom. You know, he eats the finest foods. You know, he wears the finest clothes. You know, really he doesn't wear the finest clothes, but you know, he has it at his beck and call, so to speak. Mm-hmm. You know, whatever, if he gets sick, you know, he got the right, you know, medicine and doctors to go to in order to get himself healed. You know, so this devil, you know, fares sumptuously every day.
Yeah. In my Bible it says fared sumptuously, it says lived in luxury. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. They got the fires, cars, and all of that type of stuff. Like how you said, they go to the doctor at will. Everything is at, how you said, like that beckon and call. Everything is at their disposal. Right. You know what I'm saying, so to speak, without them even having thought about it. Mm-hmm. You need something, okay, you short on this. Credit card swipe. The average Jake don't got a credit card swipe like that. Jake credit all messed up out here. We can try to go to a loan for Esau or something like that. We getting denied. They go. I mean, they getting everything, man. You know.
And when you said that, you know, brings to my remembrance Psalms the 73rd chapter. I'm gonna start. God is good to Israel, even to such as are of a clean heart. But as for me, my feet were almost gone, my steps had well nigh slipped. For I was envious at the foolish when I saw the prosperity of the wicked.
And that happens now. You know, you might find yourself getting caught up in this spirit where you angry at certain niggas who you grew up with, you know, spiritually. You know, you angry because you like, yo, how is this that, you know, this guy is having everything a heart could wish for, but you in this truth and you suffering. You know, you like, how long, oh Lord? Like, you know, like when is this shit gonna end? So you might find yourself, you know, battling yourself in the spirit, you know, of the demons that come into you when you thinking that, you know, tune down for the Lord and start doing some carnal things, man. Nah, that's gonna reap corruption, man. Read it again.
You know, because if you just have it in your mind that this truth is about suffering, you'll be able to cope with that, you know, at a better level. You know, because YAHAWASHI, you know, the captain of our salvation, was made perfect through what? Suffering. You know, so here it is. You're not going to have everything that your heart desires in this present time, because you got to suffer first in order for us to be able to receive the things that we do desire. But that's going to be in the kingdom. That's the loaf that we're speaking of. So you want me to read it again? Well, yeah. It says, "But I was envious at the foolish when I saw the prosperity of the wicked. For there are no bands in their death, but their strength is firm."
Mainly because what this getting into is about these Edomites. So you get to the point when you be a so-called black man, right, or so Hispanic, and you have that same mentality, and you start looking at Esau, and you start feeding into the false philosophies, and these niggas out there that's talking about it ain't about racism. You know, the black man gotta get into himself. You gotta be who you can be. Eat your own. You know, you gotta get your education. You know, you start thinking these stupid ass ways, man. so that you can make fortune for yourself, to make money, man, and wealth, you know. Read it again.
It says, for there are no bands in their death, but their strength is firm.
And them Edomites, there's no bands in their death. These Edomites, when they're born, you know, they grow up speaking lies, but they have a financial health system, well, let me say a financial wealth system that's going to support them monetarily, man, with money, finances, to the point where you see Edomites children going to school at the age of 16, 17, and they driving in the Benz. They driving in the, you know, well, used to be a BMW, but now you got new hotter cars, the Infinity, the 2018, you know, going into the prom with something that,
Bentley,
you know,
trucks.
Bentley trucks, you know, and you'll say there's no ban in it, does, because you don't see Edomites being shot down in the streets like that. You don't see them at all. You don't see Edomites. Let me say this: you don't even see Edomites, so-called white people, with the Edomite women, even calling their husbands their baby fathers. That's a wicked Israelite thing, man. Edomites don't call their husband baby fathers. They say that was my husband or my ex-husband, you know, or my boyfriend. But when you look at Jake, Jake say that's my baby father, just to degrade who he is as a man.
And that also goes to show that that there's no family structure. You know, his title went from your husband to my baby father, or this is my baby's father. That goes into Esau don't really face that as much as Jake. Why? Because we're the ones under the curses, not Esau.
Yeah.
And that furthermore proves that he's not the people of the Bible, because he doesn't fit the curses.
Yeah.
But this is the point. Verse 5. They are not in trouble as other men, neither are they plagued like other men.
So these Edomites are not in trouble like Jake, and they're not plagued like Jake, or you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native and Semi-Indians, man. They're not. They in their kingdom. Right now, we in the blessing of Esau. We in his kingdom. But ours is up next too, man. That's what Edris was talking about. That's what the scriptures is talking about. That's what YAHAWASHI was talking about, who the world ignorantly called Jesus Christ. This is why we're supposed to hasten the day. What's the title again?
Crumbs don't taste as good as the loaf.
Crumbs don't taste as good as the loaf, man. We looking for the loaf, the elect of the YAHAWASHI, the Lord's hopeful elect. We looking for that loaf of bread, man. We're not looking for the crumbs of the bread, man.
And when you check it out, you can't really taste the crumb. You take a crumb, you can't really, you know, relish that taste. You know what I'm saying? But here it is, if you take a bite of a loaf, you can't even take a bite of a crumb. You nibble on a crumb. You know what I'm saying? But however, if you take a bite of a loaf of bread, you know, you're able to get that taste. You know, that's within it. You know? So that's what we're fighting for, man. We want to be able to experience the taste. You know, because at this point, we're just existing. You know, we're not living. You know, we're doing the will of Yah. We living in YAHAWASHI and YAHAWASHI. We're living by way of this truth, because we have the scriptures. But like as the scriptures say, we are killed all the day long. You know?
Proverbs chapter 23, verse 17 says, let not thine heart envy sinners, but be thou in the fear of the Lord all the day long. For surely there is an end, and thy expectation shall not be cut off. Because we're not supposed to envy these sinners, man. So,
no, because it said, and your expectation shall not be shut off. What do we expect? We expect that loaf of bread, man. You know, we expect them to receive the kingdom. When you read the scriptures in 2nd Ezra, the 2nd chapter, it says the kingdom is already prepared for you. Watch. What are we watching for? We're watching for the prophecies. We're watching for the signs and the times that's at hand. You know? And the closer that we see these prophecies link, you know, the current events linking up to the prophecies, scriptures, you know, having acres of women. That's all part of the expectations that we're looking forward to receive. And Jeremiah says the Lord will give us an expected end. You know?
And now add, since the spirit out there, you know, you brothers ain't gonna be on no social media looking for no women. For one thing, you know, you shouldn't be being on social media and looking for your wife, man. You meet your woman in person, man. Being on social media looking for your wife, you're an idiot, man. To be honest, That's most people that uses dating sites, you know, brothers, niggas in let me say, niggas in the hood don't take that shit seriously, man. Because it's a dating site, you know, and it's truth. You get set up. The brother YAHAWAH did a beautiful video about the woman and shit, you know, and we've been saying that here in Jersey, man. You know, you got these scoffers and shit that are basically create a profile and use a picture of a so-called beautiful woman, right? And it's a fake picture, but friend requests you, and then as soon as you being a nigga and not examining and scoping the page, you just accept the request. And now they got all of your shit, they knowing you, and then what these demons do, they go put your personal shit up on YouTube and call you all this. It's bullshit. Yeah. But hey, that's just ammo for them demons, man. Yeah. You know, the Most High see what's going on. But you know what? You ain't gonna meet your wife off no internet, man. You're gonna meet your wife in person, man. So in the kingdom, when we're looking for that bread, you're gonna see a woman up front. You're gonna be like, man, that woman right there. That's right. Is she a virgin? Oh, okay, that's what's up. Tell her, hey, you know what? You know, let me send some blessings to the the family, and let me make that my wife. You know, right.
Get back to Luke 16 and 19.
Let me say this real quick. Another thing too, your wife, you're gonna meet that in the kingdom, man. Yeah. All right?
Luke 16 and 19 again. There was a certain rich man which was clothed in purple and fine linen and fed sumptuously every day. And there was a certain beggar named Lazarus, which was laid at his gate full of sores.
That's right. Now Lazarus, that's in representation of the nation of Israel. So read that again, Baba Shah.
And there was a certain beggar named Lazarus, which was laid at his gate full of sores, and desiring to be fed with the crumbs which fell from the rich man's table.
That's right. And that's Jake, man. Jake is content with a $15 an hour paying job, man. That's barely even crumbs, man. What Jay-Z is getting is barely crumbs. But what they call themselves doing, selling their soul for them crumbs, just so they could rub shoulders with Esau, be called his friend. That wicked nigga Rick Ross, made a statement in that song Freemasons. He said, join forces with the kings and we ate all day. What is he saying? How pretty much he sold his soul, to the devil, the so-called white man, and now he feels like he has everything that money can buy. Everything that his heart can desire and what he can wish for. He got a private jet and he can eat the finest clothes. Oh, he got a Wingstop now. Yeah. He owns a portion of Checkers. Yeah. He also cut a new deal with Hublot, the watch. You know what I'm saying? So what? He's selling his soul just for crumbs, man. Yeah. And they still look at you as a nigga. Because at the end of the day, you put more money in his pocket being an advocate for his product than it's being put in your pocket. Yeah. You just settling for the crumbs. Well, we have the whole for we don't want the crumbs. You can keep the crumbs. You know what I'm saying? We're going to deal with the day-to-day. We're going to deal with the daily bread, that YAHAWASHI gives us. And we're going to wait upon the kingdom. Because we're going to be the true celebrities in the kingdom.
Hey,
we the ones that's going to have that glow about us in the kingdom.
When you think about it, you got guys that sold their soul, man. You got guys that took the Judas purse. You got guys that sold out. They settled for the crumbs. Yep. You want to pervert the gospel now? You was once of this truth. Now you want to pervert it. You want to change around and corrupt this truth because you took a bag, you took a couple amount of dollars. You know what I'm saying? You settled for crumbs.
I got a precept. Yeah. Sirach chapter 10. Oh, I'm about to say this, man. Then you gotta turn faggot just for those crumbs, man. Yeah. Speaking of Rick Ross, there's a picture of the internet floating around somewhere of him kissing on fucking P. Diddy. Or intimate, P. Diddy's a faggot, everybody knows that. So you gotta be a fucking homosexual, man, just to get crumbs, man. Well, this is Sirach chapter 10, verse 9. It says, why is earth and ashes proud? There is not a more wicked thing than the covetous man, for such an one setteth his own soul to sell, because while he liveth, he casteth away his bowels.
Oh, you know what that means? Casteth away his bowels, meaning what? He give his booty up. You know what I'm saying? You know, that's getting into. Read that again.
It says, why is earth and ashes proud?
Why is earth and ashes proud? Because of materialistic things, man. You know, niggas get proud over a Federal Reserve note. That's not even a just weight. That's not really legal tender. It's not backed by anything. A dollar means a measure. So you talking about I got $50. $50 of what? You know what I'm saying? A gallon is a measure. You know, an ounce is a measure. The same thing with a dollar. It's a measure. You know, there's nothing backing the dollar. That's why you see the dollar devaluing day by day. You know, because it's not backed by anything. But you got niggas proud over it. Holding a block of money to their phone like they saying something.
When Jay-Z was trying to tell you to get out the nigga shit, but the niggas can't get out of the nigga shit. So he's trying to bring you to a new level, but the niggas like, you can't not, like Boosie, Boosie badass. Yeah, like your word don't stop niggas from Louisiana holding money to your face. We doing all this just for the niggas.
Yeah.
Jay-Z trying to put you on to being better than a nigga.
He said,
even though he is a nigga.
And in the song he says, we don't call that money over here. Because what? It's a credit-based society.
Right.
That's what he was telling you. He's like, you know what's more better than throwing money in the strip club? Credit. He was pretty much schooling niggas about what it is. You know what I'm saying? But a nigga's gonna be a nigga. And Jay-Z's the ultimate nigga to where he feel like he could follow these little niggas. So he just showing them the path and a route that you should be taking.
Yeah, because Jay-Z, Esau.
Yeah.
They look at Jay-Z, they give him perks. But still, they let Jay-Z know that he's still a nigga.
Right.
Why you think he did the song? He's still a nigga. Because he's still a nigga to them. But at least he looking at himself as a better nigger.
Right.
A nigger.
House nigga.
Better nigger, house nigga to the rest of the niggas. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, then Jada can say, y'all niggas out here still taking advances, huh?
Yeah.
So me and my niggas taking real chances. Now, I don't know about music bills, but I do know about Esau, and I guarantee you that Esau is gonna make you, he's gonna tax your advance. All right, well, we're gonna give you this, but you gotta give us this in return.
Yeah.
And we'll give you $1 million, but you gotta give us $2 million back. And then you get hyped because you getting $1 million. Oh shit, yeah, let me take that. And then you all hyped, man. I guarantee you that's what it is. And I don't even know about music. But like I said, I know about that fucking devil Esau, man.
Well, even in that, say they give you $1 million, for one, they're paying, you know, so even if, here it is, you're in debt, you're already in debt $1 million. They give you $1 million, but that's not your money. You're in debt with $1 million. Now, if you drop an album and it doesn't generate $1 million, you in the red. You in the red, so now you owe. And then what? That makes you a deeper slave. You know?
Like I both said, like out of that $1 million, you know, it's still going to be portions deducted from that because they're going to deduct, you know what I mean, certain expenses from that because they're spending more money on you. Yeah. So they don't take, a lot of people don't take that into account. So trickling it down, I remember there was one chick, you don't really see it no more, I forgot her name, it was a white chick. They gave her like I think like $750,000. Then after the rest of they used to promote her, she said she only had $250,000. You know what I'm saying? So you're getting jerked all over. So it's like, why set yourself, you know what I mean? Set yourself up in that manner. You know what I mean? So it's all comes at the end of the day.
Precept, brothers. This is Satan and YAHAWASHI. This is Matthew chapter 4 and 7. YAHAWASHI said unto him, it is written again, thou shalt not tempt the Lord thy power. Again the devil taketh him up into an exceeding high mountain, and showed him all the kingdoms of the world, and the glory of them.
Yes, the glory of them. So he showed them the loaf that you will receive within these different kingdoms. You know, the pleasures that you can have, you know, within these kingdoms. But it was under one condition. You had to bow down to Satan.
Yep.
You had to be under Satan's control. You had to be under Satan's commandment. You know?
So how much more these Edomites? You think that you're gonna become somebody You think you're gonna become a rapper, a singer, a basketball player, football player, without accepting the RFID microchip, without you know, showing forth your allegiance to the house of Esau, to the so-called, what you want to call Illuminati, which means illuminated. You know, you're gonna have to pay homage. You're gonna have to bend over. You're gonna have to discard yourself as being who you are. You could be a nigga from the hood with dignities and you can have integrity. You can have principles. Well, guess what? All your principles get thrown out the window when you want to become this multi-millionaire. You know, you want to have the fame and the fortune. You're gonna have to sell your soul to Satan. Esau, these so-called white people are the counterpart of Esau, man. It's like they're the counterpart of Satan. And they are Esau, the Edomites, man. They are their forefather.
Hey, when you check it out, it says he took them to a high mountain. A lot of the times what these record execs like to do is take you to the top floor, you know, or the penthouse suite. That's where a lot of those deals get signed, the top floor. You know, they show them the beautiful view and things of that nature. You know, they sweet talk them, you know, because Jake comes from nothing. They never had nothing. So once they hear $1 million, oh, where do I sign? They don't even read the fine print. They ain't even got money to have a lawyer, you know, to help go over the contract and you reading the fine print. They don't understand. It's a whole different lingo. You need somebody side by side with you, guiding you that speaks that lingo that's written in the contract.
They do their videos and they show you how, you know, celebrities even tell you, Cat Williams and so on. Like they'll tell you, you know, you want to go into in order for you to get, when you get to the party, the mansion party, in order for you to get into that royal, what they call it, that club, you know,
$20 million.
to go to that higher floor, to be on that floor with those type of people,
A-list celebrities.
the A-list celebrities, then, you know, you have to do certain things. We understand it through the scriptures, through the power of YAHAWASHI, because we know the scriptures.
And what they like to do is they get you to commit these wicked abomination acts and they record it. So just when you get out of pocket, that's when they start releasing shit. They blackmail you. You know what I'm saying? I believe Wale, you know what I'm saying? I believe he was getting a little rebellious. It started to come out with him laid up with a nigga, with another man. He was a Muslim. You know, I give him some type of credit because he's like, look, I'm gonna just do my own thing. So he's independent now. So now he knows he ain't trying to deal with that bullshit. You know?
They got that song Bible on the dash, stuff like that.
Yeah.
That's the scripture and the spirit bear witness.
Oh, that's the other guy.
Well, Satan, you know, just as your brother made a beautiful point, man. Satan, you know, brought him up, brought Yahawashi up to the highest point in the mountain to see the glory. And so Kawhi, man, that's exactly what he does, man. You know, in Manhattan, man, oil, you know, the 50th floor and shit like that. And that's the scripture, spirit bear witness, we the children of the Most High. Spirit bear witness, you the children of Satan, man. You know?
Let me read this verse 21 again. Oh, okay.
Yeah, because the topic of this video, we don't settle for crumbs, we settle for the loaf, man. So it says, not like these rappers, they settle for the crumbs. Or these individual 2-3 in the world. So it says, again, the devil taketh him up into an exceeding mountain and showeth him all the kingdoms of the world and the glory of them, and say unto him, all these things will I give thee, if thou wilt fall down and worship me. And say YAHAWASHI unto him, get thee hence, Satan, for it is written, thou shalt worship the Lord thy power, Yahweh, and him only shalt thou serve.
See, now that's a representation of the Pope. Pray only see the bait, not the hook. You know? When you go fishing, you know, a fish only sees that worm. He don't see the hook that's behind it. But once he bites the bait, that's when you hook, line, and sinker. And now he's prey. The same way Satan attempted with YAHAWASHI. The glory of the kingdoms, that was nothing but bait. The hook was him, being under his commandment, the son of the living power. He see the hook. Same way the true man of the Lord sees the hook. That's why you can't get over it. You know, through the spirit of power, YAHAWASHI, we have leverage over this devil, over this Edomite, over 2/3, the woman. We have leverage. Why do we have leverage? Because we have the word. The word blesses with discernment. The word blesses us with wisdom. So we know how to move accordingly. We know how the filter was righteous, and we know how the filter was wicked, man.
It says, then say YAHAWASHI to him, get thee hence, Satan, for it is written, thou shalt worship the Lord thy power, Yahweh, and him only shalt thou serve. Then the devil leaveth him, and behold, angels came and ministered unto him.
That's right. So resist the devil, and he shall flee from you. How do you resist the devil? With the word of the Lord. You know, the Lord didn't cease. YAHAWASHI didn't cease. Go according to his own wisdom. He went according to the word of the Heavenly Father. He combated Satan with Scripture, the same way we got to do. You know, Proverbs 28:1. The wicked flee when no man pursue it, but the righteous is as bold as a lion. Who flees in that instant? Satan. Because YAHAWASHI stood firm.
He rejected it, and that's what you're supposed to. You're supposed to reject this world, man. Give your body as a living sacrifice to the Lord, YAHAWASHI, and you sacrifice your liberty here.
Go back to Luke 16:21 again. And desiring to be fed with the crumbs which fell from the rich man's table. Moreover, the dogs came and licked his sores.
That's right, and that's the other nations, man. You know, the other nations also get rich off you Israelites, man. You know, to the point of, setting up laundromats, setting up different crackhead chicken spots. You got a lot of these other nations, coming up with their fashion. And Jake, because Jake is the biggest consumer. Jake is the biggest consumer. So a lot of these other nations get rich off of Jake's consumerism. You check it out. The rich people are sellers, and the broke people are buyers. That's just what it is. If you're rich in a society, it's because you're selling something. What causes people to be broke and in the worst condition is because why? They're constantly purchasing. You know what I'm saying? And they're not buying anything worth of value. They're buying things that depreciates with value. Jake gotta get a fucking 2017 AMG Mercedes. Well, the more miles you put up on that car, the more it depreciates. While Esau is over there buying artwork. Esau is over there buying up real estate. Because these are things that appreciates with value. You know what I'm saying? They don't teach you that in the school system.
And two, like...
I was going to say real quick, as soon as you drive it off a lot, it depreciates immediately, like at least $2,000, something like that.
Mm-hmm.
As soon as you drive it off a lot, when you drive it down the street, you ain't even drove it a mile yet.
Yeah.
That's all.
And two, because like when it says like talking about the swords, that represents like us being in the state we're in now. We're at disadvantage. Esau and other nations, they take advantage of that because we fucked up with all our afflictions and different things like that. They take advantage of that, man. You can see that in every way, shape, form, and fashion possible. They all in our neighborhood, everything. We can't go in their neighborhoods and we'll be tainting their area or something like that. They can set up shop all within our neighborhoods like it ain't nothing. I think I might have mentioned this last time or in camp or something. Like it was, I was on my route and it was he had to be Ishmael, you know what I'm saying? He said, yeah, I own I forgot, one of them New York or Detroit fried chicken in some other area or whatever. And he was looking, in the town I'm in, and he looking at this one spot. He was like, yeah, this spot looks kind of nice. He's like, what kind of people over here? A black, Hispanic? Because he know where the money is at, you know what I'm saying? Coming to our people to take advantage of our people for that, man. So that showed me a key example right there, how they taking advantage. They looking at our souls. They looking at our downfall, man. You know what I'm saying? To take advantage of any way, shape, form, or fashion possible. And Esau set it up so that they can take advantage of us, man. They get all the loans for everything, whatever it is. It's this other guy, fucking Polish or something to the country. All he do is sitting home and he literally waits to get mail and waits for his check.
Wow.
Every fucking week. Every week. And he bug you for this shit. Yeah, follow you, chase you down in the car. Yeah, my check. Yo, what the fuck? You know what I mean? Like, that shit is crazy.
Earn for it.
Jake can't do no shit like that. Can't Issachar come from over here, from across Mexico, come over here? Can they get their papers? Can they get a check every week? No, they can't.
Who's that about? This is Lamentations chapter 2 and 14. It says, "Thou prophets have seen," let me start at 15. "All that pass by clap their hands at thee. They hiss and wag their head at the daughter of Jerusalem, saying, It is the city that men call to perfection of beauty and the joy of the whole earth. All thy enemies have opened their mouth against thee. They haste and gnash their teeth. They say, We have swallowed her up. Certainly, this is the day that we look for. We have found, we have seen it."
And that's all a part of the downfall of us as a nation. You know what I'm saying? You can read the other verse one more time real quick.
Verse 16?
Yeah.
It says, "All thy enemies have opened their mouth against thee. They hiss and gnash their teeth, and they say, We have swallowed her up. Certainly, this is the day that we look for. We have found, we have seen it."
It's actually because in ancient times, the other nations envied us for the power and the glory and everything that we had, and we had the true and living power. So now these nations been waiting all this time to finally put us in subjection, the way that they want us to. Now it seems like, oh, them niggas, they never gonna get it together. Look at they saw us, they fucked up. Use them like how you said. We the most biased. That's why we the most stuff like that. So they taking advantage of all of that. It was somebody I was spending power of like 400 billion a year, something like that. So the money is there with Jake. But why can't we take advantage? For one, Esau over us. For two, the curses. And Jake just fucked up their head in general, man. You know?
Yeah, that's why they take tact.
Yeah.
Like everything you was getting into.
Yeah.
You know, how they know how to send their people off over here and deal over black people, with Spanish people, you know, and they take advantage. Why do Chinese people put their stores into the urban communities? You know, why do white people put their stores in where Edomites, they like to stick with themselves, but when you check out Ishmael, Ham, you know, why do they like their stores in these communities where it's a lot of Jake at, man? Because they know we the biggest consumers, man. You know, because why? It goes back into the scriptures. It says, all and hiss and wag their head. They hiss and wag their head at the daughter of Jerusalem, saying, Is this the city that men call the perfection of beauty, Salakia, the joy of the whole earth? Because at one point we was the joy of the whole earth. So in their spirits, man, they're gonna constantly keep trying to take tact upon you Israelites, you know, and they will, because it's all in their power to do so. That's why the Lord set up His elect, you know.
Yeah, that's why these nations can never admit that so-called Jesus was a so-called black man, because you know you ask these Edomites, they'll go as far as to say, well, he must have been Arabic. Then you ask a fucking Arabic, and they say, well, we don't really know what color he is. So you ask these motherfuckers, and they say it's them, and then when you ask them, they say we don't know. Come on, man, everybody knows he's a so-called black man.
Yeah, and the first thing they say, oh, he was Middle Eastern. Get the hell out of here.
Yeah.
And this is the thing, because you made a good point. You know why they won't admit that the Lord YAHAWASHI was a so-called black man? Because once the world acknowledges that, they know that they got to look at us different. They know that they got to look at us different, because if they keep portraying, you know, the Lord as a so-called white man who stays in power, Esau does. But now, if you see the greatest man that ever walked the face of the earth, that forgive the sins of a nation, you know, and that had the power to do all these miracles and stuff like that, hold up. Them niggas, they got some power. We better bow down. They not going to do that. They not going to do that. Because it's prophecy, you know, it's their time to rule, you know, and their time to do us dirty, and for us to learn from our mistakes of going off with the Lord, man. You know, they know that, man. They know that key right there. That's a major key for Esau.
Because then they'll start linking things up, like, oh snap, you know, they are the greatest basketball players, football players, athletes. Oh, it do make sense that so-called Jesus would be a so-called black person, but when they say he's a so-called white person, they say, all right, well, you good at all the sport, but at least we got Jesus. Jesus came out of us, you know? But I got something real quick. It's Jeremiah 15:5. It says, For who shall pity upon thee? For who shall have pity upon thee, O Jerusalem? Who shall bemoan thee? Or who shall go aside to ask how thou doest.
Though nobody got pity upon us, is really, if you want to be, technically it's the elect. Because we the ones who the Lord willing, we be those men and other brothers out there teaching His word, sincerity and truth. You know, we the ones out there sorrowing and crying. We the ones out there standing against the evildoer, man. You know, we the ones crying to the Lord and asking the Lord to destroy this place so that He can make us perfect, man. So who really has pity on you Israelites, man? You don't even have pity on yourself, man. Stupid ass niggas, man. Go ahead, Doc.
That's all.
Hey, yeah, real quick, somebody grab Job, I think it's 4, Job 4:20, I believe. Based off of you grabbing that scripture. Yeah, I believe that shit.
Job chapter 4, verse 20. They are destroyed from morning to evening.
Mm-hmm.
They perish forever without any regarding it.
Mm-hmm.
Yo, that's Israel, man. Israel is perished from morning to evening, man. The jail system, man. And nothing but Jakes and his, the northern and Hispanics in there, man. Northern and southern tribes in there, Slovakia. You know, nobody don't give a damn. You know, look at these little young kids, even though they deserve this shit. But in all reality, who gives a fuck? Look what happened when Obama was president his last year. What's this? 2017. So 2016, he was the president, right? And that whole year alone in 2015, it was the most worstest cops killing Jakes on internet, on a lot. Like everything was witnessed through the world. You know? Now Trump came in. You know what I'm saying? Look, man, you dumbass niggas out there, man, that they getting right, man. The Most High is a beautiful thing for Him to kill you and take your. No.
Read that verse one more time, and then go to verse 21.
It says, they are destroyed from morning to evening. They perish forever without any regarding it.
Mm-hmm.
Doth not their excellency, which is in them, go away? They die even without wisdom.
Exactly. That's the point. They die without wisdom.
Mm-hmm.
What is the wisdom? The breath for the Most High. Them knowing who they are. Them knowing their heritage. Them knowing the truth of the earth. Them knowing that they're better than Esau. Them knowing the situations and the standards of how we've come to this point. But people always asking, oh, why black people can't get it together or this and the third. You dummy, you would know if you had the wisdom of the Most High, man. This is everything, man. So all of these different factors is a part of the reason why Esau can take advantage of us, why the other nations can take advantage of us, and why we constantly have to eat off their fucking crumbs, man. You know?
Because Jay don't know. But what the scripture say? The same shall know it after death by what? Pain, man.
Hey,
So you gotta get put to death in order for you to get the wisdom.
Mm-hmm.
That's what's going to happen to you.
quick precept.
Yeah.
Hosea chapter 4 and 6. Knowledge.
Right, so what? Israel got the shitty end of the stick, man. They are destroyed because they don't know who they are. More importantly, they don't know who their power is.
Mm-hmm.
That's why Israel is destroyed. Israel is destroyed because they don't even have understanding on the dietary law. Israel is destroyed because they don't have knowledge of the herbs. You know what I'm saying? But once you find YAHAWASHI, all that's going to come to you, man. Because why? It's in our history book. You know?
It says,
it's in our customs.
it says, my people are destroyed for a lack of knowledge because thou hast rejected knowledge. This is Zechariah chapter 7, verse 11.
Here it is, you're drowning. You know, and we're trying to pull you out of that ocean or out of that lake. You know? And here it is, you slapping our hands away. Spiritually. Go ahead.
Zechariah chapter 7, verse 11. But they refuse to hearken and pull away the shoulder.
That's right. So it's like you trying to help a brother. You know what I'm saying? You're trying to look. I'm trying to give you some advice. You know what I'm saying? You should do this. You should do that. But what does Jake do? I don't need your advice. I'm gonna do it my way.
Exactly.
That's the problem with Jake. Here it is. Jake is so proud. You know, and they always want to feel accomplished just to say, I did it my way.
Exactly. I did it on my own.
I did it on my own. I didn't need no help. Don't ask for no help so nobody can say you owe them anything. That mentality, man. So they don't even want to take correction. Go ahead, bro.
It says, but they refuse to hearken and pull away the shoulder and stop their ears.
Man, you just see a nigga like OG Bobby Johnson. I ain't gonna say OG Bobby Johnson because he gained wisdom later on in his years. But his son, little JJ, or J-Rock, you know what I'm saying? You couldn't tell him nothing, man. You know, you just wanted to be Billy Badass, man. And then you just see Jake within the urban community moving in that same manner, man. When I see that scripture, I just see a nigga. A nigga, man. Go ahead.
It says, Salakia, this is Zechariah 7:11. But they refused to hearken and pulled away the shoulder and stopped their ears, that they hearts as an adamant stone, lest they should bear the law and the words which the Lord Yahawah of hosts have sent in his spirit by the former prophets.
Right, by the former prophets. Because why? The Lord woke up a certain group of men to give you the message, to give you knowledge, wisdom, and understanding. But you got niggas and bitches out there that choose to reject it, man. You know? Jake is hard-headed, man. That's why the law was written on tablets, man, because it symbolized their hard-headed, man. Go ahead.
It says, therefore came a great wrath from the Lord of hosts.
That wrath is coming, you know? They already got over 900 concentration camps on the shores of America, but the average 2/3 don't know that. You know, they got something called the CDC, the Central Disease Control, to where they're inventing and coming up with diseases on a daily. You know, but the average Jake don't know that. Daily, and it's being more publicized with Kim Jong-un. Jake know that, but do they still choose to get right? No. So what? When that destruction and that wrath come, they gonna be taken by it.
They take it for a joke. Like you was talking about the Cardi B shit earlier, when she was saying, "Oh yeah, come on, point the missile over here. No, you need to point that missile over there." Like playing with this shit. Like this shit is a game, man. Yeah. So interview, whatever the little thing was, I seen it earlier. But I'm like, yo, people playing with this shit. Yeah, you worry about so much money in here in Babylon or whatever the case may be, and being rich, not paying attention to the real agenda, the real thing was going on. Not knowing that these other nations and that these kings of the earth, they control you, they control your life, they control your destiny. Through the Lord, of course. You know, it's the Lord giving them that power to, man. One bomb, that blow up your whole shit. Your concert fucked up for the night. Your bag fucked up for the month. You know what I mean? Your mansion blew the fuck up. Your Bugatti blew the fuck up. You know what I mean?
Hey, can I finish this? Hosea.
Sidebar. Colin Kaepernick is a distraction.
Go
ahead.
It says, Hosea chapter 4 and 6. My people are destroyed for a lack of knowledge. Because thou hast rejected knowledge, I will also reject thee. That thou shalt be no priest to me, seeing thou hast forgotten the law of thy power, I will also forget thy children. And I got another precept real quick.
Hey, and the Lord forgot a lot of people during Hurricane Harvey. Because you chose not to follow the ways of the Lord. Go ahead, bro.
Come, this is Isaiah chapter 5 and 13. Therefore my people are going into captivity, because they have no knowledge, and their honorable men are famished, and their multitude dried up with thirst.
Hey, and that happened back during the time of Samaria. You know, when the northern kingdom went into captivity. They rejected the Lord back then. The same thing is happening now. If it's Israel on the whole at this point, you know, 2/3 that is, you know, because the elect, you know, are finding their way through the spirit and power of YAHAWASHI. The elect is getting right. The elect is getting purified. And, you know, those of you, you know, that is up to 2/3, that scripture embodies you, man. Because you have to be free within your mind first and foremost before you can be free physically.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Well, the truth shall set you free. You got to receive the truth first and foremost before we can actually be delivered physically out of this captivity.
The spirit of his mouth and then the right of his coming. So it's free spiritually and then free physically, man.
If I can say it real quick, everybody knows that knowledge is power. All right, and he said you went into captivity because of lack of knowledge, man.
That's right.
Okay, so That's why Esau is scared as hell, because you got constant videos of Great Millstone coming out pushing knowledge, man. So the more knowledge that gets pushed out, the more powerful the Israelites is getting, man. That's why they fucking can't sleep at night. They all wash up devils, man. You know? So, hey, man, that's why knowledge is power. We gotta keep pushing, man.
I got a Jeremiah chapter 2 verse 11. Change their gods, which are yet no gods, for my profit. Be astonished, O ye heavens, at this, and be horribly afraid, be ye very desolate, saith the Lord. For my people have committed two evils. They have forsaken me, the fountain of living waters, and hewed them out cisterns, broken cisterns that can hold no water.
Right, and those are crumbs, man. Because when you think about the crumbs of this world, the riches of this world, all right, you eat a crumb, you still gonna be hungry, man. All right, but when you eat a loaf, all right, you get filled, man.
That's right.
All right, so those crumbs, like the brother had this bread, those broken cisterns, man. Those like when YAHAWASHI, when the Lord make fun of Israel and say, when He brings this destruction upon Israel, and then ask them to call upon their gods, man, and then see if they're gonna save you, man. Which they not. All right, our people still fucked up. Our people still in the ghettos. Our people still looking for a way out, man. You sell your soul, all right, but at the end of the night, you still ain't happy, man. All right.
Shit, our people are still wondering why.
Right. Hey, Jacobs has something.
Why?
Because why? You asking questions like the brother said, Karan said. You've been fed crumbs.
Exactly.
If you was fed the loaf, you won't understand why.
Right.
Now you have the full understanding of the truth. Now you know why you went into captivity. The 4th chapter.
Right.
Now you know that you are this people. You know why you was slaves, why you was dragged off the shores of Africa, man. You know, before when you was in Africa, you understand that you dispersed. Your people was dispersed through the 4 corners of the earth. Then you understand Deuteronomy, the curses, and why. Because you transgressed the laws of the YAHAWASHI. That's when you eat that full roll, man. And that's what we striving for. What's the title? Slide.
Crumbs don't taste as good as the loaf.
Crumbs don't taste as good as the loaf, man. All right, them crumbs is bullshit, man. You know, the Lord about to give us that whole bread, man.
This is the loaf.
Hey, real quick, somebody give me Matthew 4:4. Now, take out the title. Crumbs don't taste as good as the loaf. Crumbs, you really can't eat crumbs. You just taste them. That's it. You taste them. You can't eat crumbs. So the loaf is clearly different, way different from the crumbs. And how we get into what the Bible is, the loaf, we're gonna taste and we savor the loaf. You know what I'm saying? We taste and we savor it. You don't just taste the bread is good. No, you savor the flavor of it. It's absorbing into us. You know what I'm saying? Our spirit, man. The crumbs, you can't absorb the crumbs like that. There's no power in the crumbs to give you energy, to give you life. You know what I'm saying?
Islam. Crumbs.
And just to further the brother's point, we eat of the whole bread, and we digest it, whether it's sweet and bitter. Because eventually you got to shit it out. So it's gonna be bitter. You know, you at the toilet, you letting out. It ain't pleasure. You know what I'm saying? Mind, you like, damn, I gotta get this shit out.
Exactly.
Stomach gotta go. You know?
Exactly. Because a part of the digestion, with the loaf and referring to the scripture, you have digestion. And after digestion is what? Absorption. You're absorbing it. And then the utilization, how you use it. So once you digesting it, you know what I mean, you studying it, it's coming into you. Now you're absorbing it. You becoming the word. You live in the word. And then you're using it. You're applying it in your everyday life, and you're applying it to teach others, to help others learn, man. It's a process when you eating the loaf, man.
Hey, see,
you know what I'm saying?
The title just turned twofold. Everything was going to flow that way. You know what I'm saying? Like the scripture, it flowed twofold.
I got poured though for the new bodies though.
That was good.
You know?
Hey, real quick, man.
Matthew 4:4. But he answered and said, it is written, man shall not live by bread alone, but by every word that proceedeth out of the mouth of God.
Exactly. Man shall not live by bread alone, with the physical bread, Esau's bread, his crumbs, but by every word of the Most High. This is the loaf, man. What did the Lord tell Ezekiel? Eat the whole roll. Eat the whole roll, baby. Digest it, absorb it, utilize it. You know what I mean?
Maybe we don't want to eat of
That's
Esau's
right.
crumbs. Anyway, Esau don't even flavor his food, man.
Right.
You know, so why would you want to eat off of Esau's food, man? You want to eat YAHAWASHI now Shot's food. That's he gonna have either Jake, so you got plenty of flavor on his food, man. And another thing, Jake is mad greedy, so they're not content with their crumbs. They want more.
Yeah.
But the spiritual men know how to fast, man. So we'll hold off on that bullshit, man. Wait till YAHAWASHI now Shot feed us, man.
Hey, that's a good point. The brother said that Esau don't flavor his food. Now you got Jakes, right? You got certain individual celebrities that they get the fame and the fortune, they get the crumbs that Esau give them. But they're a bunch of homosexuals. They wear homosexual clothing. You know what I'm saying? They talk. It's not the talk of where they talk the lingo of how you are in the street, or where you know the realness is at. You know. And you know, real recognize real, but now their whole style is of an Edomite, you know, and now he got you trying to mimic and want to be more like Edom, you know, so they're not flavored, they don't flavor their food. So when Jake do sell out, they eating they eating the plain crumbs, they ain't eating flavored crumbs, you know what I'm saying? Spiritually, you know, I'm attacking it, you know.
And a good indication of them selling out is getting hair. When's the last time you seen Beyonce with black hair? That's an indication of you bowing down to Esau, because they want you to conform to their image, you know? And you having blonde hair showcases in the scripture that you're unclean, you know? Here it is when they go off according to the Illuminati standards, you know, or the Boule standards, you know, what in turns happen? They gotta get blonde hair. That's when you know Chris Brown is in trouble. What happened with Kanye West? That he had to get blonde hair. Cardi B, she went platinum, you know, she went on Billboard, and what happened right after she got the Billboard? #1, got blonde hair. You know?
You could Google that shit.
Yeah. You know what that makes sense too? Them being on trouble, because it's like you being in trouble, it's like you're on knock.
Right.
What happened in the scriptures when you get leprosy? You gotta be on knockoff. You gotta you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Alright, go through Shalawam. This is Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 8 and 5. If riches be a possession to be desired in this life, what is richer than wisdom that worketh all things?
Exactly. What is richer? Matter of fact, since you read that one more time, and then somebody give me Wisdom of Solomon 6 and 20.
Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 8, verse 5. If riches be a possession to be desired in this life, what is richer than wisdom that worketh all things?
Read it again. It's a lot.
Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 8, verse 5. If riches be a possession to be desired in this life, what is richer than wisdom that worketh all things?
Yeah, so if riches be desired in his life, what is better than wisdom? You know, because wisdom is everything. You know, as we get into what wisdom is, what the breath of the Most High. For the Most High, what did the Most High do with King Solomon? He breathed his breath into him, and what? Since Solomon, when he prayed unto the Lord, he didn't ask for riches. He didn't ask for to be his enemies to be dead, this, that, and the third. He asked for wisdom. What? The Lord gave him that and gave him all the riches of the world, based upon the wisdom that he gave him. You know what I'm saying? Wisdom trumps all things in this world, period, man. You can have, two sons or whatever. You know, say you passing down your inheritance, you might got like a couple hundred racks, 500 racks or some shit. What son you want? Of course you want to give your firstborn something, you know, but he might be a fuck up. You know, you give him a portion, he gonna fuck it up because he ain't got the wisdom, but you give your younger son the bread, he gonna flip that because of wisdom. You know what I'm saying? Because you put your breath into him, man. It's the same thing. Now, give me that Wisdom of Solomon 6 and 20.
Yeah, it says Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 6, verse 20. Therefore, the desire of wisdom bringeth to a kingdom.
The desire of wisdom, the want, the hunger, the righteous lust after the wisdom bringeth us to a kingdom. It's going to bring us to that loaf. You know what I'm saying? The wisdom is going to bring us to that loaf. Us constantly chasing after it, man. That's what we chasing. We're not chasing money, we're chasing the kingdom, man. We do what we got to do on this side, but we're not worried about Esau's crumbs like that. You know, brothers do what they got to do to make ends meet, or, you know, extra bread, whatever we got to do, you know, to have your foundation, to have more time with the Lord. Somebody else real quick, give me Ecclesiastes 7 and 12. Because dealing with the money, how they say time is money, money is time, you want to use money as a tool to maximize your time and spend with the Lord. It's a tool. And what greater tool do we have than this? You know what I'm saying? This is the best tool. But bring that out real quick.
It says Ecclesiastes 7:12. The wisdom is a defense, and money is a defense.
It's that balance, man.
But the excellency of knowledge is that wisdom giveth life to them that have it.
Exactly. So it's all wisdom. Wisdom is the defense, and money is the defense. But as I get into with that example, if you just have the money, you don't have no wisdom, you're not going to go nowhere. You know? Yeah, exactly. So if you have that wisdom, you can utilize, money in a righteous manner to maximize your time, so that you can spend more time with the Lord and gain more wisdom. Not worrying about the gaining more money part, so the aspect, but that'll come naturally. Just because the Most High, like, okay, boom, I gave you the wisdom, you're dealing with it like this, all right, boom, I'm going to set you straight in this avenue. That's how you got to look at it. But the ultimate thing in which we're looking to be straight in, once again, is the loaf, the scriptures, the kingdom.
Well, you got to have wisdom to deal with this money wisely. You got to have wisdom to do lessons. You got to have wisdom to further that much more. You got to have wisdom in order to apply His word. Like the brother just read the scripture, was that Matthew 4:4? Man shall not live by bread alone, but according to the word of the Heavenly Father. Meaning what? You got to apply the word of the Heavenly Father. It's the application, man, that's key. That's why wisdom brings you to a kingdom. Because you're applying the knowledge and understanding that you already possess.
Quick precept. This is Romans chapter 11 and 31. Even so have these also now not believed, that through your mercy they also may obtain mercy. For the Most High hath concluded them all in unbelief, that He might have mercy upon all. Oh, the depth of the riches, both of wisdom and knowledge of the Most High. How unsearchable are His judgments.
His knowledge is deep, man. Yeah, classified it as what? Riches.
It's a little more.
Hey, real quick, because, matter of fact, read it one more time.
Okay, I should have started at just the point. Because this is getting into Paul, in Romans the 11th chapter about the Israelite foreigners and so on. So, I read it.
It's 33, right?
Okay, yeah, 33. Oh, the depths of the riches, both of the wisdom and knowledge of the Most High. How unsearchable are His judgments and His ways past finding out.
Right. The depths of the riches of the knowledge and wisdom of the Most High. How unsearchable are they? With the depths like the ocean. Can we go down to the bottom of the ocean floor with that scripture in Job said something like that? You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So that's wisdom. That's wisdom. You know what I mean? That's wisdom. So what more is that? The money that you physically have can only go but so far.
Right.
If I have $20 to spend, that can only take me but so far, right?
Money only brush the surface.
Exactly.
Wisdom.
Exactly.
That takes experience. All that is the spirit of YAHAWASHI. And not everybody has that type of spirit to do that. You might got certain kings that might just have the riches to get them by. And you might have certain men that's of the study, of the spirit, of the experience, and that get them by. And that's more better than a man that just have the riches.
That made me think of Sirach 10, 1 through 3. Is it that?
Sirach 10?
In the meantime, while he gets that, real quick, I'm just make a quick point. And in the meantime, while you get that, and it says, depth of the riches, but God's got a problem with doing 3 videos. Here it is. It's the depth of the riches. YAHAWASHI is something with you. That shouldn't be an issue, man. There you go.
Yeah, that's it.
This is going to bring a real quick one back in the brother. A little that a righteous man hath is better than the riches of many wicked.
So the little bit that we have, man.
You gotta slow that down.
This is Psalms chapter 37, verse 16. A little that a righteous man hath is better than the riches of many wicked.
So say if you only know right now, you just coming in and you only know the name of the Lord, and you know that you of the tribe of Jacob, you know the tribe that you from, and you know Esau as being the Edomites, and that's the faith that you have. Read that again.
A little that a righteous man hath is better than the riches wicked.
So just knowing that alone, you are better than multi-million Jay-Z's and Beyonce's and Rihanna's and whoever the icons of today being Israel. They don't know this truth. They don't even accept it. They might know of it, but that don't mean they accept it. If your faith is that, yo, I know I'm an Israelite, I can't really repeat everything that I heard what the brother said, but I know that's the truth. And I'm going to pray unto YAHAWASHI, you know? And I know Esau the devil because all my life, my parents, the shit they did, the shit that happened, the history, I know. But you can't just regurgitate it out. But the little riches that you have, man. One more time, huh?
A little that a righteous man hath is better than the riches of many wicked.
Of many wicked.
And I want to curse out the black woman, man. Because the black woman predominantly calls herself to be a God-fearing woman. But here it is, she want to cut you off as soon as you can't please her with materialistic things. You know? Here it is, for the most part, the man of the Lord ain't going to have but much. You know? And a woman claiming herself to be a God-fearing woman, you know, will cut a brother off because he may not have a lot of money. But pursuant to that scripture, a little that a man has is better than the riches of the wicked man. But she'll rather choose a nigga that's getting, you know, $2,000 a week, you know, or maybe worth $1 million. But the simple fact that he's able to, you know, supply her with the big, rather choose him. You know what I'm saying? He could be dogging her, treating her like shit. But that brother that, you know, because he's a God-fearing man, you know, he deal with her according to the knowledge, wisdom, and understanding of the scriptures, you know, gives her advice, you know, she'll be ready to cut him off, man, just because he don't have the ends.
Hey, real quick, the thing is also too, you know, the riches that we have through YAHAWASHI, which is knowledge, understanding, and wisdom, it trumps before all, because you can have riches. Say if you are okay, you can want to compare brother in the truth and compare a nigga in the world. A nigga in the world that got money, you'd be like, well, which one would you rather be? The one with all the wisdom of the Lord, or the one that's going to have the fame and fortune and have everything a heart can wish for?
Right.
Now, if that dude got a drug addiction, guess what? He going to die by his drug addiction. The more money you have can feed your drug.
Exactly.
The less money you have can actually help you in your health, man. If you have a drug problem. But guess what? If you want to say it in that term, our drug is the Lord, man, because we fools for YAHAWASHI. So this is what we get high off of life, off the word and spirit of YAHAWASHI.
I got you.
You know?
Put this back. 1 Timothy chapter 6, verse 9. But they that will be rich fall into temptation and they snare and into many foolish and hurtful lusts.
That's a lot said right there.
Yeah.
It's a lot here. Because if you rich, you're going to fall into temptation. You're going to fall into a trap. Because you carnal.
You know? Which drown men in destruction and perdition. Hey, that's a spirit, man. That nigga ain't boogie. Song he got, drowning.
Oh, yeah.
He's drowning. Why is he drowning, man? Because it's that lifestyle. That's what it's pretty much harping and focusing.
You die faster.
Yeah.
Because your heart to wish for. You wasn't cleaned up through the spirit to make yourself have, through the spirit of the Lord, to have a better health, a better clean heart. People don't realize that in this world, being an Israelite, that's the most important thing. First off is YAHAWASHI, and secondly is having a clean heart, man. A clean heart goes a long mile, man. A clean heart is health and being able to understand and being able to get by, to know how to get by. That clean heart, it sums up a whole lot. There's so many things, categories you can put into the clean heart. A good body, the good mindset, a positive attitude, that's great, that's good, man. But say if you in the world and you got all the money and you a nigga, like all these, it's mad young niggas, and what these niggas doing? Wearing girl clothes and shit, driving Maseratis, Lambos and shit, sewing you racks on their neck. Like, these niggas is fucking crazy, son. They out of their mind.
And it's one thing, like, that Dr. Sebi has said, pretty much, like people always worried about, like the black people getting together, making money and stuff like that. And you're like, hold up, these people are sick. How can you get them to make money and they sick? You gotta heal their mind, heal their body first, so they can able to get right to be able to make money together. You know what I'm saying?
They can kill themselves.
Yeah, they all fucked up out here. Like how he's talking about, like these rappers that be feeding they drug addictions, but if they had the knowledge, wisdom, understanding of the Most High and dealing with the herbs, you would know it's one powerful herb out there that comes from Africa. I ain't gonna tell you. That can get rid of addiction damn near instantly.
Hey, we are better than the Lamborghinis and shit. We're actually better than them, as the scripture just said, thanks to YAHAWASHI, man. Because he said, the little that a righteous man has is better than, many riches of the wicked, man. Okay, so we're better than them, and it's because, we believe in YAHAWASHI. Basically, you got to look at us as a royal bloodline, man. You looking right at princes right now, man. All across GMS, the whole full elect, man. We're all princes right now, man. So we're all a royal bloodline, man, because we're those same spirits coming back, man. So you looking at fucking royalty, man. But y'all just sold out and shit, man. So therefore, we are better than you. We just catching hell right now, man. Yeah. Like coming to America, when he wanted to come here and he was scrubbing bathroom floors and shit, but you really knew he was a prince. That's how we on it, man. That's just a little different spin. That's what he wanted to do. We're forced in this predicament, though, man. That's the real deal right now, man. We're forced into the predicament, but we're gonna go right back to how Eddie Murphy wasn't coming to America, man. So therefore, we better than y'all. But I got a quick scripture just to prove that. This is Galatians 3:6. It says, even as Abraham believed the Most High, and it was accounted to him for righteousness. So that's what makes the righteous man, believing in YAHAWASHI, doing works, having faith, staying prayed up. That's what makes us better than everybody else, man.
This is Proverbs 22:1. A good name is rather to be chosen than great riches, and loving favor rather than silver and gold. So like the brother said, you're looking at the future kings of the new kingdom, Lord willing. And beyond that, you're looking at possibly some of the spirits that help create the earth.
That you taking advantage of. You know what I'm saying?
And may I add, if you want tangible evidence, read the scriptures. Because the prophets that was accounted, we was talking about Daniel. Look how the king was asking him, you alright? He said, the king shall live forever. That was the words of David talking to the king at the time before he went into the lion's den. Or while he was in the lion's den, Salakia. But it shows that, the Lord, he dealt with the prophets back then that was put at these odds. So tangible evidence is starting with those men of old, man.
Yeah, real quick, I want to give one example. Somebody give me Psalms 105. And then after that, I'm saying, Lord willing, get into what the loaf brings in your kingdom, that Isaiah 6. You can bring that out too.
Little crumbs for little.
I'll show you what you get when you absorb, when you digest, you absorb.
Start from the top.
Psalms 105, and what it talks about Joseph at, I believe it's like verse 16 or something like that. About going into Egypt and all that. You in it? Psalms 105? Yeah, start around 16. 16. Yeah.
It says Psalms 105 and 16. Moreover, he called for a famine upon the land. He break the whole staff of bread. He sent a man before them, even Joseph, who was sold for a servant, whose feet they hurt with fetters. He was laid in iron. Until the time that his word came, the word
he was going through, his time when Egypt was in the famine, So when he was going through his time, what it said, until the time that his word came and the word of the Lord tried him. So he was going through his trying period. Like we going through our trying period now to see What we gonna choose? We gonna choose the crumbs, or we gonna choose the loaf? We going through that trying period, just how Joseph went through his trying period. You know what I'm saying? So go ahead.
The king sent and loosed him, even the rulers of the people, and let him go free. He made him lord of his house, and ruler of his substance. To bind his princes at his pleasure, and teach his senators wisdom.
Exactly. So this is the point. Through the Most High sending Joseph through all of that, testing him out, see whether he's gonna take the bread or I'm gonna take the crumbs or and him going through all of that. What he was set up as second in command in Egypt, and through that, and it said what, and he was able to what, to bind his princes at his pleasure and teach his senators wisdom. So Joseph was second in command in Egypt, and he taught all the other men. And when it says senators in my scripture, it says elders. So he was teaching all the elders of Egypt what wisdom, man. So through that wisdom that he had, and the Most High being with him, he was able to get the number 2 spot. So he had riches and stuff in Egypt too. He was good. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So it's all through what? Through the wisdom, through eating the loaf, man. But he could have took the crumbs, same thing as Moses. Moses was in Egypt. Yeah. Moses could have took the crumbs instead of the loaf. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? But he made the right choice. It's all set up through the Spirit anyway, but you get the picture. Right. You know what I'm saying?
That's right.
So, it's all about the loaf, man. That's what it's all about. So we're going to get into something, show what we have when we actually, get into the loaf and we enjoy the loaf, we savor the loaf. What's to come with that loaf, man? It's not just that loaf only, but you're getting a whole, how to say, like a 4 or 5 course meal. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So with the bread, you know what I'm saying, like how we was mentioning, like the cocoa bread, but it's like the cocoa bread might have some butter and honey on the bread. Ooh, think of how that tastes. Butter and honey on the bread. You know what I mean? Yeah, some cocoa, banana, whatever type of bread you want. You know what I'm saying?
Toasted to perfection.
Exactly. However you want that bread, it's gonna be laid out for you. So, however, if we chase this bread, which is the word right now, however we want the bread in the kingdom, meaning our riches, it's going to be at our disposal however we want it.
Hey,
you know what I'm saying?
One word that symbolizes it is rest. Rest, man. Rest. Lord knows, man. Rest, man.
Now, a quick precept is Daniel 12:2. It says, and many of them that sleep in the dust of the earth shall awake, some to everlasting life, and some to shame and everlasting content.
Hey, my bad. Real quick. Hey, some to everlasting life, some to everlasting content and shame. Crumbs. The loaf.
Hey, when we finally get our loaf, man, you're gonna have Jake, trying to come and eat off the loaf, man. We're gonna tease him a little bit at first,
We ain't got crumbs.
But yeah, and
crumbs
the
kingdom.
the kingdom,
the whole roll.
Jake get
with
right.
No crumbs spilled.
Jake get right, man. In the kingdom, we all good. They gonna try and come, but they gonna have that everlasting contempt, though. Man, they gonna be ashamed for a little bit, man. Like Apostle Tar always like to say, we gonna pat you on the back. It's all good, man. You was confused. But they gonna want to come and eat that loaf, and we gonna be like, hey, it's all good. Come on.
We got our loaf.
Yeah.
We gonna pat you on the back. Hey, brother, look, come eat over here, brother. We got the finest foods, man. You alright?
And then everything gonna be switched around in the kingdom. Where we're gonna be licking on the other nation's souls, man. Right. Taking advantage of them to get rich, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, what's up, little nigga? You good, little nigga? You know what I'm saying? Talking to them in the down, you gonna be the niggas in the kingdom, man. In
fact, all them resources that you got in your land, bring them. Isaiah 60.
Bring them.
We coming for all of that.
Yeah.
Get that.
Read it. This is Go That's the apostle saying out there. We got that from the apostles. That shit funny. We probably don't know the inside joke, but when you said it, that shit,
Isaiah 29:18. And in that day shall the deaf hear the words of the book, And the eyes of the blind shall see out of obscurity and out of darkness. So that's going into what the brother was saying, man. In that day, those that was blind, those that came up against the truth, all right, they gonna see, man. They gonna be like, damn, you know, I felt bad. I was going against y'all brothers, man. Then it says the meek also shall increase their joy in the Lord and the poor among men. So we gonna get that fame, man. Brothers always talking about us getting, we gonna get the fame, man.
Well,
You know?
I say the honor. The fame, you know, is hungry.
Yeah.
Goes into hungry for attention. But no, I understand what you're saying, bro.
And the thing is, the dealing with the Lord so for elect, brothers ain't striving for the honor.
Right.
You know, we just doing the work. So when the Lord gives the honor, it's gonna be, I'm just, you know, because that's how brothers are, man. Brothers not looking for fame and fortune and to be glorified. You just want to get the hell up out of here, man. May the Lord make this earth perfect, get our people right, so that we can live in harmony, man. Because at the end of the day, in our reality, we just looking for peace, man. We just want peace, man. That's it, man. We want peace with our bodies to be healthy. We want peace with our neighbors, with the fellow Israelites. We want peace with our woman at home. We want peace with your children. You just want to live, you just want to have fun and not even fun, you just want to enjoy. Let's use the word enjoy. All right, enjoy your life while you're living, because the Lord made this earth for our sakes, man. But we can't enjoy ourselves here because we in fucking hell, man.
Exactly. Yeah, it's like Esau. They can afford to go on vacations 4 and 5 times out the year and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? Put in little work hours, and you see them taking pictures on their ski resorts and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? We looking forward to all of that in the kingdom, man. You know?
So how many times you gonna go to Tahiti?
Yeah.
How many times you gonna go to Dubai?
Yeah.
How many times you gonna go to the Cayman Islands?
Lakers game.
Look, pursuing the Psalm 16:11, the Lord said there's going to be pleasures evermore in the kingdom of heaven. Meaning what? It's never going to get boring. It's going to be something new to always do.
Exactly.
Hey, we got eternity.
Yeah, because you got scoffers that are, you know, and if a brother do, if the Lord's willing for a brother, and that's him and his family, and they wanted to do something, that's between him and his family. And his wife might take pictures of the, you know, she a woman, want to enjoy the moment. That's what women do. They mean a moment, whatever, with your kids and shit. Then you got scoffers that are trying to look at him. Yeah, the man of the Lord, he with his family, and he took a vacation. We don't take vacations, man. And I'm pretty sure that brothers that do be able to balance that life out in the Lord with brothers and doing what they got to do with their family, brothers doing shows while they supposedly on vacation, if they are. You know what I'm saying? That's how this thing, man. We really men of the Lord, man. You know?
Exactly. And with that point right there, like, it's common sense. We still gotta live. We still got families. Is you not supposed to do something with your family? It's a balance. We honor the scriptures and everything, but the scriptures also say hold down the household too.
Right.
You know, so our cares is divided to a degree, but it's more one-sided with the Lord, secondarily the family. You know what I'm saying? It's balance, man.
And that's Revelation chapter 21, verse 4. And the Most High shall wipe away all tears from their eyes, and there shall be no more death, neither sorrow, nor crying, neither shall there be any more pain, for the former things are passed away.
Damn.
That's all part of that loaf, you know, that we're expecting. You know what I'm saying?
Right, because we're going to be full, man. I watched that movie Hancock, and to me it was spiritual in a way that once he found out who he was, he wasn't, like, because before he found out who he was, he was an alcoholic. He wasn't really, you know, he's supposed to be a superhero, you know what I'm saying?
Good point.
He's supposed to be a superhero, and then once he found out who he was, you know what I'm saying, people started to respect him. He was actually meaningful to society, man. So he's gonna be full, man, you know?
Man, that's how you know this book is only for us, man. Because it said there's not gonna be no more pain, man, for us. It's damn sure gonna be pain for you so-called, for you Edomites though, man.
Oh, man.
Alright? That's how you know this book is only for us, man. It's only talking to us, man. It says there's gonna be no more pain, but right here, Psalms 137 and 8 says, O daughter of Babylon, who art to be destroyed, happy shall he be that rewarded thee, as thou hast served us. Happy shall he be that taketh and dasheth thy little ones against the stone.
Yo, real quick, slacky. Yo, that's gonna be considered a vacation in the kingdom, man. That's gonna be considered a resort right there.
Extra. Yeah.
Know what I mean? We'll go to somewhere. Know what I mean? It might be, brother might have it snow on this planet, you know what I'm saying? To have a change in the scenery of the weather or something like that. Might be snowing, like how people will go to like the Alps or Alaska or something, or wherever the fuck they go, Aspen, shit like that, to go sledding or different shit like that. Going dashing these all the fucking mountains and punting them and shit like that. That's gonna be a result, man.
Yeah, hey, you gotta think about it. We spiritual men. Everything is reincarnated. YAHAWASHI back, you're gonna get those that pierced them, right? So like you said, using again, we get to do a vacation, like your extra shit. You know, you take your sons out with you, and we about to bash some Edomite heads in, man. And not knowing, because what's coming back forth through you, through the loins of you are the 2/3. So 2/3 that got their head bust in the streets, little niggas, monsters today, getting their head bust in the kingdom, you might get that recompense. Tribulation to those that troubled you. So you might be, hey, you know what? You might be young, little kid, hey, bash that Edomite head in right here. And that's the same Edomite that wronged you and destroyed you on camera today. Recompense is coming to you, Edomites, man. Death and destruction is coming. You Edomites think this shit is sweet. You think this shit is a game. You think that, okay, you playing on the minds of us. You want to come down and scoff and do. Look, man, YAHAWASHI is going to put you into captivity, man. And that's just the raw truth. Whether you think you can destroy our bodies, look, man, YAHAWASHI going to destroy you and your soul, man. You see? So that's a good example. Because 2/3, even though they getting mauled in the streets today and they're a bunch of niggas, the Lord gonna revenge them. Right in the kingdom. Right in the kingdom. He gonna get you Edomites back. It'll be certain Edomites that's gonna do certain shit and really linking up back through the spirit, getting that judgment that you had in the earth against the Israelites, man. You know, every last one of you Edomites that put your hands upon the Israelites, you know, you gotta pay for it. You gotta pay for it. Most High set y'all up for double jeopardy, man. Double jeopardy, man. Here it is. He gave you the blood.
No Alex Trebek.
Yeah. You know, he set you up to rule and to have your dominion. You know.
And if you think dashing other Edomites, you know, against the stones is something harsh, well, they did it to us. You know,
fellas, they alligator bait.
Hey,
what's it like that? I wish you niggas was, you house niggas. I pray the Lord kill y'all niggas tonight, man. You know? How the fuck dare you to tell us, you know, don't pull that racist card. You know, that's despicable the way you speak about that. No, you know, we are, you know, listen, man. Do you know what, do you actually know what these devils did to you? Do you actually know, or well, you might know, but do you feel it?
You understand?
Do you understand it? Can you put your mind back in that time the way those our ancestors felt? Those people felt at that time, living in that time? That time where we couldn't even drink water near a fucking Edomite? We had to drink from we couldn't share the same bathroom? Do you really understand? They fed us to alligators, man, just for alligator skin. So you mean to tell me what David talking about bashing the Edomites' heads in is wrong? You out of your fucking mind, man. It's crazy. That ain't nothing. That's David saying that, but we gonna do 10 times more than that, man. You know?
Our blood got shed for your materialistic pleasure.
House on postcards.
Think about it. What is justice? Justice is balance, right? Justice is balance. So what is balance? Like how it goes into Numbers 35 and 33. Somebody just grab that real quick. You know what I mean? That's balance. That's what justice is.
Justice is making a wrong right.
Exactly. To balance the playing field, man. So what can bring balance between us and Esau? Someone, you Edomites, give me an answer out there. What can be a balance? How can we settle the score? How can we end this so-called black versus white thing? What do you think that you can do? And I guarantee you it's nothing that you could propose that will be slightly considered justice. Because you're not going to be willing to do it. You're not going to be willing to be killed off in mass numbers. You're not going to be willing to get your young daughters in rape when they get of the flower of their age. You know what I'm saying? You're not going to be willing to go through that, man. You're not going to be willing to be our servants for eternity. you know, or for that 1,000-year period, you're not going to be willing to do that. For your sons and your generations down the line to not have nothing, you're not going to be willing to do that.
It's a term settling the score.
Can I say this? Look, man, you Edomites thought that because you ruled at this period of short season time that you did, it seemed long, but it's a short season that the Lord said. But look at it. They thought that they ruled for this long enough to forget about it. That was the worst thing that you could have wished for or prayed for to Satan. You should have said, you know what? Let this kingdom end quick because I know the judgment. Because now that this short season has been it seems that long that you thought you could forget about it and change this into a new way of a new world, and thinking of this new way of living, chips and transhuman and homosexuals and transsexuals. Well, guess what? You got a greater ass whooping, man. You got a greater ass whooping because of the time that you've been ruling in your wickedness. You should want your kingdom to be cut short, so that may the Lord may have mercy.
Nah,
but it's written. I know. I'm just setting it up.
Hey, somebody bring up that number 33.
Hey, 33. So ye shall not pollute the land wherein ye are, for blood defileth the land, and the land cannot be cleansed of the blood that is shed therein, but by the blood of him that shed it.
Right. So that's our justice. What did you do to our brothers, our long lost brothers that was over here for them hundreds of years by themselves, toiling the land, living prosperously over here? What did you do unto them? You slaughtered them. So the wrongs can't be made right until your blood gets spilled, man. Till we have a bunch of Edomites hanging from the gallows, man. You know, just like Haman and his sons, man. You know? Yeah, like the brother says, it's going to be music to our ears. That's a part of our loaf. When we talk about eating the loaf is good for us, but it's bad for you because you fucked up. You know you done fucked up, right? You know?
In any other way besides that loaf is going to give us that bread, then it ain't the right bread. Because that's the bread that he promised to us through the scriptures. So we only want that bread. Exactly. You can't buy us off. Exactly. You can't persuade us. You can't say, well, give us back the land and then y'all got y'all separate way and we gonna live in harmony, y'all in this part of the world. No. We want the bread that the Lord YAHAWASHI is gonna give us, man.
Exactly.
Yeah.
He wouldn't let us leave the land anyway because
real quick.
But he gonna be a little baby right there eating with the king.
No wing stop, nigga.
After he get his ass, after he suffered through his death.
No wing stop, nigga.
That Haitian. that Haitian.
You get it?
Yeah, get
this is
show them how we gonna eat all day.
Alright, this is Isaiah chapter 60. I just start at 1. Arise, shine, for thy light is come. It's already setting it off. It says
that prelude was hard.
Arise. Wake up out of the bed, shine.
I hear trumpets.
Yep. Trumpets. All rise. The sun glistening off your skin. Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
Glow. We glow. We got an aura, baby.
Okay.
We got that.
Step out your
amber glow.
Yeah, your bedroom fresh. Yeah. You're gonna have your servants gonna be polishing you up. Yeah. You know what I mean? Make that extra glow. Getting you dressed, brushing your teeth. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Coming to America.
The royal penis is clean, your highness.
That's it. Arise, shine.
Talk about draped up and dripped out. Okay.
Hey man, you wake up to the aroma of food, and sit up in the alarm clock.
Oh man.
Or just waking up to something that smells good, like
waking up to your woman singing.
Exactly.
Lions in your backyard, in the back. Well, how you gonna be a backyard? Gonna be a forest in your backyard, man.
Yeah, what?
Stop for a minute, brothers. Envision. This is a part of the loaf. You know what I mean?
It says, arise, shine, for thy light is come, and the glory of the Lord is upon thee. For behold, the darkness shall cover the earth. Rise upon thee, and his glory shall be seen upon thee.
Right, so when the darkness is covering the whole earth, and you can apply this to, actually when, you know, YAHAWASHI is coming, you know what I'm saying, the earth is going to be dark. But we going to be risen into the light and inherit them chariots. Yeah, the beacon of light.
That's right.
Or then you can apply also to where, you know, after the destruction of America and the whole earth is in the total chaos because America got destroyed, Russia's being, you know what I mean, different places being destroyed, the earth is still going to be at a very dark point. But after when we get them chariots, we inherit them spiritual bodies, then we come out them, that's going to be shining on us, motherfuckers going to be like, you know what I'm saying?
Who is this glory coming from the heavens?
Exactly, exactly.
Yeah.
Wait.
Something to add to you,
Go ahead, wow.
Because everybody gonna see this glory, man. You gonna see it, man.
Yeah.
And then on this side, it's gonna be destroyed. But remember, them satellites is up there, so the other world gonna see it televised, man. They gonna see the destruction of America, Babylon the Great. They gonna see the chariots and certain men. It's gonna be just like how they show in these movies, but even better, man. Because it's gonna be reality.
They say the revolution won't be televised. Well, yeah, how about Shmi Shah's will?
Real quick, this is Psalm chapter 126, verse 1. When Yahweh turned again the captivity of Zion, we were like them that dream. Then was our mouth filled with laughter, and our tongue with singing. Then said they among the heathen, Yahweh have done great things for them. Yahweh have done great things for us, whereof we are glad.
Hey yo, this is me and Esau's nightmare right now. Yep. He's Freddy Krueger to us right now, haunting us in our fucking dreams. We're trying to dream of pleasant and joyous things of us eating a loaf and enjoying the kingdom. But he's fucking destructing it, man.
He trying to give us parasites. he's sending parasites.
Yeah, word.
Did you guys do vaccines?
They put parasites in some vaccines. So yeah.
That's what they created it out of, like stemming the cells from putting it to one to create a concoction.
Exactly. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, so like this is we in Esau's nightmare, man. And he's gonna the Lord's gonna turn back our captivity. It's gonna be like as we dream, just like trading places. I had a terrible dream. This filthy Edomite was ruling over me. I was his slave.
I had an infirmity. I'm in Babylon suffering.
Yeah, I was sick.
Black woman was
like how
me,
they were.
Yeah.
I was working. you gonna feel like my son worked. King Joppy killing this motherfucker. Yo, what this motherfucker said? Salakia. I was watching it the other day. He said it was crazy. Because a king, he wanted to go to sleep and shit, right?
Peasant.
He was like
some peasant pussy.
I want to take my own bags. I want to be able to tie my own shoes.
Yeah.
And then his pops was like, oh my gosh, I had to tie my shoe once. It was a troubling experience. That's how we coming in the kingdom, man. We ain't tying in the kingdom, man. You gonna have a Hamite tie your shoes, man. And take your shoes off.
Man, we ain't even having shoes tied. They ain't no shoelaces in the kingdom.
Oh, you right. Yeah.
Latches. Put my shoe on.
Shoe latches.
Put my shoe on my foot.
Yeah, the shoe latches.
Man. All praises, Yahawah YAHAWASHI, man. The kingdom, Lord willing, will be glorious.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
Come on, let me get back, right? It says, verse 3, and the Gentiles shall come to thy light, and the kings to the brightness of thy rising. Lift up thou eyes round about, and see, all they gather themselves together, they come to thee. Thou son shall come from far, and thou daughter shall be nursed at thy side. Then thou shalt see the flow together, and thy heart shall fear, and be enlarged, because the abundance of the sea shall be converted unto thee.
Exactly. So that's everything, the abundance of the sea. So all that's going to be flowing unto us. Flowing unto us. It's no more of power structure being scattered all throughout the earth. The power resides with us, the Israelites, and that's it forever, even forever and ever, man.
Hey, man. You ain't saying nothing if you don't own people, land, cattle.
Word.
You know, what you proud about? Or Federal Reserve note?
And that's and Esau knows that. He knows you own people. What you say? People. What you say again?
People, land, cattle.
Exactly. And Esau knows that because we are the people to him, we are the cattle, we are all the above to him.
Right.
So he knows that he has us, our people, for the majority part mentally, so that's all he needs.
Right.
It's the power. It's not even, Esau don't trip about the money, it's the power.
It's the power.
It's the power. That's why I said the money is a tool to get you the power. You know what I'm saying?
You control a nation's money, you control the people.
Yeah.
That's one of them elites.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
It says, lift up thou eyes round about and see all that they gather themselves together. They come to thee, thou son shall, daughter shall be nursed at thy side. Then thou shalt see and the flow together, and thy heart shall fear and be enlarged, because the abundance of the sea shall be converted unto thee. The forces of the Gentiles shall come unto thee. The multitude of camels.
The forces of the Gentiles, meaning what? The riches of the other nations is going to be placed within our laps, man. So we're taking your resources. Everything is going to come to us.
Yeah.
You know, we getting the first of everything, but it's going to go in its rightful order as far as the ranking file, you know, with the elect.
Yeah. So you got to look at the places of the earth that's not going to be completely destroyed, like America, going to be in disarray, going to be in shambles. So people are going to be looking like, how am I going to get my property back in the shape? How am I going to do this? No. That's us.
Yeah.
Whatever you had, whatever riches you had, no, that's us. Yeah. Take all that, bring that shit here, boy. Bring that ass over here, boy.
I claim him as the son of the kingdom. He's funny as hell.
That's right, yeah. Hey, because all the riches, because we're going to be bringing in the forces of the Gentiles, as we're going to get into, man. You know, none of you other kingdoms, let me say this, none of you other nations in your kingdom, all right, your society built on your nation and your culture, it's going to be no more. You know, the Lord, YAHAWASHI, is going to reap the crowns of the kings, man. He's going to gather all of them to himself, man, because he's going to take right earth as it should be. All right, and he's going to give it to those of his chosen, you know, which are the elect of Israel, and in particular, really the Israelites, because we are the true Jews that the Bible speaks of, man. You know, so it says, verse 6, the multitude of camels shall cover thee, and the dromedaries of Midian and the ephah, all they from Sheba shall come. They shall bring gold and incense, and they shall show forth the praises of the Lord Yahweh. All the flocks of Kedar shall be gathered together unto the rams of Nabaoth shall minister unto thee.
That's them Ishmaelites, man. So that scripture proves we're going to own you Ishmaelites as well. Because Kedar was, I believe, a son of Ishmael.
Yeah.
You know? So we're going to own you in the kingdom as well, man.
And then
You're not exempt from judgment.
Yeah, and they was talking about the dromedaries and all that. That's all they money and all that. In our kingdom, your money ain't gonna be no good any goddamn way. They create money with our faces on it, just like Prince Akeem, right? Motherfucker, man. YAHAWASHI, Shab on the dollar bills, man. On the $1,000 bills, man. We ain't have no ones, no pennies, no shit like that.
Gold.
Hey, how your face etched in the gold bars.
Yeah, that's what's gonna be.
You know what I mean?
What they call
Crown tilt.
Word.
And we're going to have new minerals.
Yeah.
So new sources of money. It might not be gold and silver. I'm just hypothetically, speaking. It could be, I'm just saying, because the Lord said we're going to reap new minerals.
Yeah.
So new minerals comes high quality, more rich in mineral.
Yeah.
Gold and silver is the top mineral right now that we have access to. So how much more in the kingdom?
Yeah.
The nuclear missiles is also going to help serve that purpose to replenish the earth.
Yeah.
So we're going to bring forth new minerals.
Yeah.
If it be the Lord's will,
My bad, go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say these heathens are gonna be ones digging for it, man. Just as they made Ephraim, called it Puerto Rico, dig for their riches and give it to us. We gonna send them to the plains and they gonna dig for it and burn to death, man.
Right.
And I can't wait to see you Moabites show up, man. You little fucking group.
Ezekiel 39. So we shall sever out men with continual employment.
Yeah. Hey, and you know what? I just thought about it too, because while we know that, the nuclear destruction, when it hits certain places, you know what I'm saying? You know that fire is a purifier, it's going to cleanse the earth, cleanse the land, bring forth new soil and stuff like that. But as well as them dead bodies helping to feed the soil. You know what I'm saying? Helping to feed the soil, to replenish the soil, how everything should be. And you know what I mean, everything hitting, you know, the bombs and stuff hitting, is going to be turning over that fresh soil, deep down in the earth, turning over all that fresh soil. So Lord literally turning the earth upside down, really into a fro, to really reset the balance of everything, man. That's powerful, man. That's how the Lord gonna replenish the earth, man. Why you heathens fucking death by pain and fire, man? That's how you gonna replenish the earth, man. And to its natural state, man. When the rights are in authority, the people rejoice, man. You know? No more of this bullshit ever, man. Everything is going to be right under the hands of YAHAWASHI, man. And you devils are going to be fuel for the fire and to make our earth righteous as it should be, man, by your blood being spilled all over the pavement, man.
You got it.
All right, this is Psalms chapter 37, verse 34. It reads, "Wait on the Lord and keep his ways, and he shall exalt thee to inherit the land. When the wicked are cut off, thou shalt see. I have seen the wicked in great power and spreading himself like a green bay tree." Sound like how we started out earlier, how, you know, envy not the wicked, you know, he's all over the place, everybody, you know, it seems like he has all these riches and all these things, right? He spread himself as a green bay tree. Yet he passed away, and lo, he was not. Yea, I saw him, but he could not be found. And that was going to be done away with, man. So we're finally going to be at peace. One last verse. Mark the perfect man, and behold the upright, for the end of that man is peace. The kingdom, man, that loaf.
Quick precept. What Brother Shalawam was talking about. How them nukes gonna till the earth, man, and then you gonna make a new earth. You know, soils and minerals gonna reap up, and like the brother Shapar said about the we gonna have new slaves, because these Edomites now want to go into a new planet. So you're gonna have your chance to go into the new planet under our authority. You know, we gonna send you onto the new planet to reap minerals and bring you back forth to the earth to show forth the glory of YAHAWASHI. You know, but like Shalawam said, this is Revelation chapter 21:1. And I saw a new heaven and a new earth. It says, for the first heaven and the first earth was passed away, and there was no more sea. And I, John, saw the holy city, New Jerusalem, coming down from the Most High out of heaven, prepared as a bride adorned for her husband. And I heard the great voice out of heaven, saying, behold, the tabernacle of the Most High is with men, and he will dwell with them, and they shall be his people, and the Most High shall be with them and be their power. You know?
Hey, man, imagine, you know what I mean, when everything is set up and everything is being set up in the streets paved with gold and washing out shop, man. Just think of, it's gonna be actual music, pure music, man. Ain't gonna have to be punching the drum machine and beat machine and none of that. It's gonna be pure music, man. Essence, man. Sweet symphony, man. Like how was it on I'm going to get you sucker? Some how you had the band following him and shit. It's like well, every hero, every superhero, some gotta have a band or something like that. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? So it's gonna be like that for us, man. Every day is gonna be a song for us, man. You know, every day, man.
And when you get into Revelations 21:1 and you go into new heaven, it's the word kainos, which we know to be refreshed. You know, something, the earth is going to be refreshing. So through the power, the spirit and power of YAHAWASHI with the thermonuclear missiles being shot off here in North America, you know, and other places being hit as well. What we know as Babylon the Great, which is North America being totally destroyed, a desolate place. The Most High is going to till the earth because earthquakes is going to slack it. With those nukes, it's going to rock the earth to and fro. So it's going to be many earthquakes. So that means volcanoes, tsunamis, everything. Because when you look up and you go into, you Google it, or you go on even into your history channel, when volcanoes that's up under the waters of the sea, it brings forth new life. It brings forth land. And they said that Apostle Gabar even said this a long time ago in one of his lessons, is that when that volcano ashes erupt, and then when it settles down and it simmers away, it brings forth new life, rich soil. So the Most High, you know, is going to do this for the whole planet.
The whole planet going to be restructured, basically.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So when America's being destroyed, it's going to replenish the whole earth, man. Because the destruction here comes with a what you call it, a reaction for the earth coming back into its true essence, man. Being that, you know, we used to have grapes that was as big as a basketball. It says with David, he had to have a men carrying a cluster of grapes. You had dinosaurs that were real. That's why you see the bones. It wasn't that long ago. Yeah. All right. You got the earth was at a better state back then than it is now. So the Most High gotta destroy these Edomites and shorten their rulership, so that he can keep the earth in the state it's supposed to be as he created, man. You know.
Not only the earth, because it's the earth that to what the Lord got prepared for us. That's light. And this is St. John chapter 14 verse 1. It says, "Let me believe also in me. In my Father's house are many mansions. If it were not so, I would have told you. I go to prepare a place for you."
So when you think about it, you know, spiritually, you know, every element has a spirit. You know, niggas bugged out when Apostle Ricard was talking about even the car has a spirit. Yeah. Because even this table has a spirit, the computer has a spirit, cell phones, the books, it's all made from the elements. All right? So when you think about it, it's all linked to YAHAWASHI. So if the Lord get the earth right, now you see the other planets open up and it's starting to waken up with light. You know what I'm saying? I'm just spiritually speaking, and if the Lord's will, I hope to edify, you know? And I'm just sharing forth my thoughts, you know? Because if the Lord make the earth perfect, now the other planets could get right, and now you might start seeing instead of seeing stars, you might see them.
Which is a great point, because when you think of it, how you said everything is made up of minerals and different stuff like that. What are we made up of? We're comprised of minerals. We come from the earth. All the minerals are in the earth. So the minerals that we see through different objects and stuff being made, a lot of them are inside of us. Some of them Esau made a bunch of bullshit or whatever, but you know, majority of things come from us, come from the earth. That's why we deal with the natural plants and stuff like that. But then when you look at it, how it said the elements and minerals have a spirit. What is have spirit? What is
every element has a spirit?
Yeah, every element has a spirit. So when you look on, you know, the table or whatever, you may have like nickel, copper, this, that, and the third. How they have a spirit? There's a spirit. The spirit is energy. It's fire. Right. According to Hebrews, I believe it's 1 and 3.
It's
alive.
Know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's alive. So the spirit is energy. So when we ingest certain minerals, what? It's the spirit is energy. It's nourishing our bodies. It's giving us energy.
Because it's alive.
Is that because it's alive?
Right.
So that kills that sums up that point right there. So that's true. You know what I mean? It's nothing to bug out over. You know what I mean?
But see, that's the mind. See, we can understand that because we see things through the spirit. And a lot of times when we see things through the spirit and we may speak of the spirit, the world can't understand because they have the carnal. You have the flesh, and you don't mind the things of the spirit. You think things of the spirit is all cuckoo. You know, it's not real. It's not tangible evidence. You know, whatever you niggas want to call it. But guess what? We know that the Lord YAHAWASHI is real, man. We know that the Heavenly Father and His Son is real, and what's going to happen, like you said in the scriptures, is going to happen, man. And we see it taking place, man. We see it taking place right now, man, because the prophecies, man. We know there's going to be a force of the RFID microchip. We know that World War III is going to be declared through Donald Trump, all right? Because Donald Trump, he got what? Well, how long President Barack Obama was in there?
8 years.
8 years. So this place ain't got 8 years, man. All right? We thought it would be Obama, but still, hey, we know the scriptures. Look, another thing, too, that you scoffers, you know, that you scoffers like the scoffers say the apostles, false prophets, and we false prophets, because we keep talking about a time. Well, we're hastening the day. That's what the Lord allows to speak like that, so it can what? Build up our faith into it and have us to endure unto the end. You see? But guess what? It's going to be that time soon. And you see it. That's why, Salaki, he keep ranting, but that's why every time when prophecies take effect, right boldly in your face, and you can't do nothing about it but watch it and see it, and you see the prophets talking about it, where do them scoffers go? They'll have nothing to talk about. They'll have nothing to nitpick. They waiting for the prophecies to die down and bypass to talk about some fucking bullshit. Some bullshit to keep playing on the minds of you simple people that's watching. See, their job is to attack us, to hopefully think that we're weak and we're going to fall short. We're going to be like ITR and take a bag. We're going to be like these other dudes, Mac 10 and Element and all these guys, and really start going against the source, going against the true living power, YAHAWASHI, and the brothers that the Lord set up. They think that. And then they also think if they can't get that with us, they're going to attack you people, you brothers and sisters out there that's newly fruit, that's out there listening, all right, trying to get the truth, striving to get the truth to the best of your ability. They're out there to seduce your spirit, man. That's why the comment boards is filled with trolls. We was talking about trolls because we teach this word and we have our videos. But I constantly see YouTubers, when I watch YouTubers, they talk about trolls. And they say the same shit. These guys ain't nothing up there, you haters. They call them all types of names. YouTubers even talk about the government agents. You got government agents attacking the trolls, man. This shit crazy. This shit is crazy. It's crazy, man. You know, I'm just giving, don't get seduced in the spirit, man. You see a video with dudes got their whole channel made up against GREATMILLSTONE. That guy's sick. Something wrong with you, bro. Like, you don't get no girls. You like something really wrong with you, man. How would you as a man make a career out of your life? Make a career out of your life. Dedicated your hard time, your precious time in this life. Because going to the world, you got one life to live, right? So you dedicated all of your time to study, to watch, to harass, and to try to come up with a bomb, a nuke, so you can destroy what the Lord built. You will never succeed. So, my bad. Go ahead, Al.
Back to that.
Right. You know what I mean? This is Isaiah chapter 60 and verse 7. All the flocks of Kedar thee, and the rams of Nabaoth shall minister unto thee. They shall come up with acceptance on my altar, and I will glorify the house of my glory. Who are these that fly as a cloud, and as the doves to their windows?
That's talking about when we up in the chariots, man. Read that one more time.
It says, verse 8. Who are these that fly as a cloud, and as the doves to their windows?
You know, when the scriptures give reference to clouds, it's talking about the chariots. You know what I'm saying? It said, who are these that doves to their windows? That's what it's going to look like, little birds looking out of the window, because we're going to be looking at the destruction of America. Psalms 58 and 10. Grab that from me, Shapar, real quick. Psalms 58 and 10 gives you that, lets you know what it's talking about to further prove that point, man.
Psalms 58 and 10 says, the righteous shall rejoice when he seeth the vengeance. He shall wash his feet in the blood of the wicked, so that a man shall say, verily.
That's getting into in Isaiah 60 and 8. And that's why a lot of you people, too, can't get the scriptures, man, because it jumps around, you know what I'm saying? It's talking about the king. Be privileged to have this truth, man, of YAHAWASHI. You know, the loaf, we trying to savor it. We hope we get to enjoy it, Lord willing, in the kingdom. You know, the full-course meal that come with the loaf, you know?
Yeah.
Okay, precept. Psalms 91 and 8. Only with thine eyes
That's what I'm
shalt thou only with thine eyes shalt thou behold and see the reward of the wicked.
Only with thine eyes, the doves to the windows, man. I was looking down on it. That's the one I was looking for. Wow.
Come. This is verse 9. Surely the isles shall wait for me, and the ships of Tarshish first, to bring thy sons from far, their silver and their gold with them, unto the name of the Lord YAHAWAH thy power, and to the Holy One of Israel.
So it's talking about other nations bringing their goods and their treasures on ships to our land, man. How bossed up is that, man? You know what I mean?
Hey, Pastor Gene Kim gonna be there too.
Yeah.
You know, he gonna be one of them talking about, you know, Jesus for everybody. So
So read that one more time.
It says verse 9. Surely the isles shall wait for me, and the ships of Tarshish first.
Right, so the different isles and the ships of Tarshish, go ahead.
It says, to bring thou sons from far, their silver and their gold with them, unto the name of the Lord YAHAWAH thy power, and to the Holy One of Israel.
Right, so they bring in all their substance. So what does this remind you of? Anybody? What does that remind you of? Them bringing stuff over to us on ships.
To my family?
Nah, think about it. Think about it. Slavery.
Oh,
Them bringing their substance over to us by ships. Slave trade. You know what I mean? Slave trade.
Do double.
You know what I mean? Do double, yeah. So we not only bringing you, your sons, your daughter, we're bringing all your money, all your resources to our land.
Right.
Slavery's coming back.
In a big way.
Yeah.
concubine is coming back too, man. It look like something. She's gonna be a concubine, man. Yeah, what you think about it, man? I did it to us.
She passed the flower to age, man. I'm popping, bro. Look, what you talking about? She gonna be a little cool little thotty.
Big cool little thotty. Yeah, stupid. Yo, I'm about to read. Let me read. It says, because he have glorified thee. Now, let's get in it. It says, verse 10, and the sons and the strangers shall build up thy walls.
So after they bring in their substance and all that, and bring their sons and their daughters, now you're gonna start to build up our walls. This is how we built up ancient Egypt. This is how we built up America. We're gonna build up our fucking kingdom, man.
Right. It says, and the sons of shall minister unto thee. For in my wrath,
and minister means servant. So you're gonna wait on us hand and foot. While you over there chopping bricks and cooking wood and making mortar and doing all this, stop 1 second. Bring me a cup of water.
That's right.
Now you want no water. Keep going. Go back to work. You know what I'm saying? No lunch breaks, Esau. No lunch breaks.
Yeah.
You working sun up to sun down.
No paid vacations.
You get to drink water on a Sabbath when you get to rest. That's it.
No sick days. No sick days.
No safety equipment, man. And when you watch that movie,
No hard hats.
yeah, when you watch that movie Glory, they was like, what? We need new shoes.
Yeah.
You know? And then they fight for you. And Jake couldn't have no new shoes, man. So what's double bare feet with no safety equipment at all, man?
Check that
A
out.
brick having to fall off and hit you in your fucking head. Fucking life.
And did the Rothschilds ever work? No. So this is gonna be a new experience for them.
They raped, robbed, and murdered.
Exactly.
How do you figure it out? And if you can't figure it out, that it's the ass whooping. But but I got to put precept and mention the walls. Let's get into the description what the walls is going to look like. This is Tobit chapter 13, verse 16. For Jerusalem shall be built up with sapphires and emeralds and precious stone. Thy walls and towers and battlements with pure gold. And the streets of Jerusalem shall be paved with beryl and carbuncle and stones of Ophir. And all her streets shall say, SHALAWAM, and they shall praise him, saying, Blessed be YAHAWASHI, which have extolled it forever.
And those are some common stones that people nowadays learn. Like you'll have like like the birthstones and it be the amethyst and this. Those is precious stones, man.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I mean? The other stones are the precious things of the earth, man. The gold and the silver and the carbuncle and the beryl and all that. Those are the precious stones, man. Some of the precious stones.
Yeah.
You know?
And just imagine your wall being built with pure gold, man.
Oh, man. Yeah.
How glorious it would look from afar, but even up close, and how, you know, gold is tough, man. You can't just break that, man.
What Creflo Dollar had, what, a 24 karat gold
Oh,
toilet bowls
yeah.
and shit like that, man?
Solid gold.
That's what you
Word
call
up, man.
shitting in style.
Word up, man. Hey, man. Paper towels and tissue gonna be made out of slathers of gold, man. Fuck that, man. I'm royalty, man.
Let me finish this. It says, Isaiah 60:10, and thou sons of strangers shall build up thy walls, and their kings shall minister unto thee. For in my wrath I smote thee, but in my favor have I had mercy on thee. Therefore thy gates shall be open continually. They shall not be shut day nor night, that men may bring unto thee the forces of the Gentiles, and that their kings may be brought.
And that's that continual unemployment.
Yep.
The gate shall not be shut day nor night.
That's right.
Hauling that load, boy.
24
Hauling that
hours.
load. Hauling that load, boy. You know what I mean?
It's gonna be shifts.
Yeah.
Yeah, you gonna have the first shift,
Unto the kingdom.
second shift, third shift.
That's gonna be a long, hard 1,000 years, man. A long, hard 1,000 years. You're gonna die, come back. This is how we've been doing through all our suffering, through all these reincarnations, these regenerations, all of this, man. Every time we've been coming back, we've been suffering, man. You're gonna experience that same shit, man.
Why you think we crying when we come out the womb?
Word.
It's hell.
Word, man.
Yep. It says, verse 12, for the nations and kingdom that will not serve thee shall perish. Yea, these nations shall be utterly wasted.
On the spot, you're gonna perish. Ready to go night, nigga? On the spot, you're gonna perish, man.
Yep.
Ain't no talking back, no none of that, no hamdulillah, none of that shit, man. You know what I mean? None of that shit, yo. You're gonna learn to serve our Lord, our power, YAHAWASHI, YAHAWASHI, man. Okay.
Well, they like in like real quick, you know, like when we watched that show Game of Thrones, the dragon chick, when she wanted to go up against the Lannisters, she would go to different countries, and people that didn't want to fight for her, she would have the dragons burn them and shit. And then that's when people would want to fight for her, man. So, you know what I'm saying? People going to fear, you know, they're going to see the power of YAHAWASHI, YAHAWASHI, how you fuck up them nations real easily. All right, and then they're going to see how YAHAWASHI with us. Then they're going to bow down to us, man. All right? And going back to what the brother had read in Deuteronomy, that's how we say that Deuteronomy 28 is talking about us, man. Because that's recompense, man. A nation that came over into us, right, with ships. All right? I mean, it's like, yeah, a nation, you know, that took us into captivity with shit. The Most High is going to bring them into captivity and shit. The scriptures also say how they're going to come into us. They're going to be a nation whose tongue we not going to know. They're not going to understand our tongue, man. We're going to be speaking in Hebrew, man. So that's, you know, righteous anger, man.
Yeah. So they're going to know the way of that force. The glory of Lebanon shall come unto thee, and the fir tree and the pine tree and the box together to beautify the palace of my sanctuary. It says, and I will make the place of my feet glorious.
Right, and what did the Lord? The Lord had King Solomon build up his house, right? He had to get wood and special stuff from all over the place, all over the globe. Yeah?
It says, verse 14, the sons also of them that afflicted thee shall come bending unto thee.
Yes, Lord. Yes, Master. And you better address me as Master. Good.
It says, and all they that despise thee shall bow themselves down at the sole of thy feet. And they shall call thee the city of the Lord YAHAWAH, the Zion of the Holy One of Israel.
And that's when we can say we blessed. Because with the Prophet Muhammad bring that out, that blessed means to bow. You know what I mean? So that's when we're going to be blessed. Right?
Verse 15, it says, whereas thou hast been forsaken and hated, so that no man went through thee, I will make thee an eternal excellency, a joy of many generations. Thou shalt also suck the milk of the Gentiles, and shall suck the breasts of kings.
Mm-hmm.
And thou shalt know that I, the Lord Yahawah, am thy Savior, and thy Redeemer, and the mighty one of Jacob. For brass I will bring gold, and for iron I will bring silver, and for wood brass, and for stone iron. I will also make thy officers peace, and thy extortioners righteousness.
Yeah,
Exactors, righteousness.
Yeah, the magistrates, our rulers, our judges. So for every, you know what I mean, little item that's considered insignificant, the Lord, like it ain't nothing, man. You know what I mean? So that the riches and everything's gonna be piling up like it ain't nothing. Come on, money piling, you wanna have money stacked up to the ceiling and all that, man, that ain't shit, man.
Yeah, because in my footnote it says bronze.
Yeah.
Verse 18, violence shall no more be heard in thy land.
Mm-hmm.
It says, wasting nor destruction within thy borders. But thou shalt be called thy walls salvation, and thy gates praise.
So ain't gonna be no more skirmishes like I was getting into, no more skirmishes over power or nothing like that. You even think about doing something, you dead on spot, man. I was gonna have them telepathic powers and all that shit, you dead as soon as you think about something, man, instantly.
Yeah, because we're not gonna have cameras.
Exactly.
We're gonna be the cameras.
Yeah.
The angels gonna be our cameras.
Word.
And there's more angels than it is us. So,
Word.
you know, the angels gonna be there in a visible form amongst you heathens and seeing everything that you do. So when the angel come to us and be like, yo, he did this, he did that, we on your ass.
Word.
You know? It says, verse 19, the sun shall be no more thy light by day, neither for brightness shall the moon give light unto thee.
Mm-hmm.
But the Lord shall be unto thee in everlasting light, and thy power thy glory.
Mm-hmm.
Thou sun shall no more go down, neither shall thy moon withdraw itself. For the Lord Yahawah shall be thy everlasting light, and the days of thy mourning shall be ended. Thy people also shall be all righteous.
Exactly. All our people gonna be righteous, man. Every single Israelite, man, from the least to the greatest of them, gonna know the Lord. We're not gonna have to teach one another. Not gonna have to go through this heartache and this bullshit no more. You could have an actual virgin, a clean. You ain't gotta worry about no bullshit. You ain't gotta worry about a fucking World War. None of that shit, man.
A saint.
Yeah. None of that shit, man.
House, man.
That's peace, man. Peace. Jerusalem, the city of peace, man. Hmm? Oh.
It says,
Now I was gonna say, coming to America, you know, in the beginning, when you had that girl stand on one foot, jump.
yeah.
How the hell you gonna leave that to go to some bitch in Queens, yo?
To Crumbs. To peasant.
That work at McDonald's.
Whenever you seen kings want to be peasants.
Well, that's essentially, that's what it is. Jake loved the peasants.
Yeah.
They got Stockholm syndrome.
Yeah. How the brother put out the scripture earlier, they have changed their glory for that which is no glory or something like that. You know what I'm saying? So hey, people, Jake changed from wanting to have YAHAWASHI, righteous power, to seeking what the other nations had, the fire God, this God, that God. You know what I mean? So they wanted to be peasants, man. Yeah.
Verse 21, thou people also shall be all righteous. They shall inherit the land forever, the branch of my planting, the work of my hands, that I may be glorified.
Right, that the Lord may be glorified, because before we eat, and brothers talking about honor and stuff like that, we not worried about the honor now, because the king got to eat first. You know, it's a scripture, I call it the parable of the king must eat first, Luke 17, 7 through 10. You know, and it goes into how what the servant got to feed the master before he sit down and eat. So the Lord, YAHAWASHI, got to get all their glory, then we get the glory on the back end, man. You know?
That's right. It says, verse 22, a little one shall become 1,000, and a small one a strong nation. And it says, I, the Lord Yahawah, will hasten in its time.
Right, so kids are going to be born much faster than the once y'all turn into 1,000, because you're going to be popping them out like they ain't nothing, man. You know?
Multiple women.
Multiple women. Ain't no such thing as, oh, I'm cheating on you and none of this. You gonna learn how to share, man. You gonna learn how to share king, because we all gonna be kings and nations and priests, man. So you gonna learn how to share king, man.
More importantly, you gonna learn how to take a number.
Word.
I'll get with you when I make time.
Word. Like how you're sitting, like the DMV or something, you had to grab a number and sit there and wait or some shit. You know what I mean? Exactly like that, man. You know?
It's gonna be great, man.
Hold on.
You had another scripture out?
Yeah, I find it, but it's all good. I used to have quoted like a scripture talking about the Apocrypha. I think it's just how like a child shall be born within like 6, like come out like this and start talking. That's all the prophecy. Yeah. But real quick, smart here, if I may.
Hey, but this is all a part of the glory and the loaf that we're talking about. So, you know, through the Spirit, you know, we hoping that this segment is edifying and it's giving brothers more encouragement to have that hope, to look forward to what we're going to have in the kingdom. If we stay true to YAHAWASHI and do, you know, as individuals within this truth, as men, as brothers, man, you know.
Yeah, because we're looking for that hope, the title is the whole bread.
The whole loaf.
The whole loaf.
Yeah.
So this is 1 Corinthians chapter 15 and 50. I'll read through, y'all brothers can chime in. Now this I say, brethren, that flesh and blood cannot inherit the kingdom of the Most High, neither do of corruption inherit incorruption. Behold, I show you a mystery. We shall not all sleep, but we shall all be changed in a moment, in a twinkling of an eye, at the last trump.
Meaning all of us are going to die. You know, the scriptures say that there's some standing here which shall not taste of death. And it says, so not everyone's going to sleep, not everyone's going to die. Certain individuals is going to be changed, being beamed up into those chariots, in which the world knows as UFOs.
Yeah, so what? That's a part of the loaf, the new bodies.
Right, that's
the
loaf.
goodness.
That's the whole loaf.
Yeah, Vampire in Brooklyn.
Not
you know
crumbs,
what I mean?
but the loaf. Not the crumbs, but the loaf.
Exactly. Vampire in Brooklyn, when he got the ring, put it on, his body changed up. You know what I mean? It's part of the loaf, man. You know?
In a moment, in a twinkling of an eye, at the last trump,
No Donald.
for the trump shall, and the dead shall be raised, and shall be changed.
Right, those that died in righteousness. You know what I'm saying? The ones that's going to be living on earth is not going to prevent those that are asleep from rising. You know what I'm saying? They going to rise first, and and the ones that's living going to rise, and we're going to be in the chariots together with the Lord. You know?
First Thessalonians.
Yeah, 4, 16, and 17.
It says, verse 53, for this corruptible must put on incorruption, and this mortal must put on immortality. So when this corruptible shall have put on incorruption, and this mortal shall have put on immortality, then shall be brought to pass the saying that is written, death is swallowed up in victory. O death, where is thy sting? O grave, where is thy victory? The sting of death is sin, and the strength of sin is the law. But thanks be to the Most High, which giveth us the YAHAWASHI. Therefore, my beloved brethren, be ye steadfast, unmovable, always abounding in the work of the Lord, for as much as ye know that your labor is.
We got to push through, knowing that every step forward that we take towards YAHAWASHI, nothing is in vain. The Lord is counting all that towards for righteousness. And the scriptures say our righteousness as filthy rags, so we get in the kingdom for doing basically nothing compared to what the Lord is going to give us, you know. So it's all worth it in the end, you know, to get to the whole loaf instead of taking the crumbs, which belongs to Esau, you know.
Real quick. 2nd Ezra 8:33. And the Most High shall appear upon a seat of judgment, and misery shall pass away, and the long suffering shall have an end. But judgment only shall remain, truth shall stand, and faith shall wax strong.
Yeah, so, hey, with that, We want to give all praises to Yahawah,
Hashem,
Yahawashah, YAHAWAH, Rakah, all right, Barakadah. We want to give double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone, and salutations to the Lord's elect that's teaching his word in sincerity and truth. Shalawam to the elect.
Shalom.